If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
My family earns respect.
My family clears bases.
My family breaks records.
My family wins MVPs.
My family gives everything.
My family makes history. My family wins championships.
There's no family.
There's no family.
There's no family.
There's no family like my family.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
When Alaska Airlines needed a partner for the complex operations of travel, they made the switch to T-Mobile. Our 5G has Alaska Airlines and their customers covered, from major hubs to remote destinations, with 5G coverage ready now for the demands of today and the future. T-Mobile's network powers Alaska Airlines as they deliver next-level care for all customers. 5G ready now. That's how unconventional thinking is better for business.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not gonna have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
The temperature is red hot, and so are the Hawks. Tonight, Hyannis takes on a division foe, aiming for their 13th win in 16 games. And with that, we welcome you inside the Tim Elstrom broadcast booth. My name is Mickey Doolittle alongside Jacob Irons and Michael Kirsting. And guys, the Hawks are hot.
I mean, just like those temperatures, as you said, I mean, they're coming off an all-star break where they may lose a game to Falmouth, yeah, okay, but they've come back, responded really nicely, winning their next two games after that. They came into the all-star break winning 11 out of 13, and it was a real statement win at Dunkin' Donuts Park, blanking YD 8-0.
Yeah, when you look at these at the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, they are hot right now. They are extremely hot. And they are a team that is starting to find themselves at the right time. You want to be playing your best baseball at the end of the year, and that's what they're doing right now, is that they are playing good baseball at the right moment when you need it at the biggest and brightest time.
Yeah, and the offense has been the thing that has powered them through most of this stretch, and Cam Smith is at the forefront of it with a 19-game hitting streak.
I mean, we just say it day in and day out about his consistency and what he's brought to the team outside of his first 6-7 games. He's just been lights out. He's hitting close to 400 in his last 10 games. We always give that stat because it just seems like he produces something every game. He hit a shot out to left center field at Dunkin' Donuts Park in front of his family in that big ballpark as well. It's just been really epitomizing everything that he's done so far.
Yeah, and Michael Kirsting caught up with a player in the dugout show. We'll send it down to him.
Hey everybody, welcome down third base.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle. up to 30% made from plants. And as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant Bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust.
Hi. Oh, this is amazing.
Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
Retirement strategies come in all shapes and sizes. One strategy does not fit all when it comes to reaching your retirement goals. And considering all your options may be, well, more than you want to think about. So whether you're looking to retire or already living in retirement, you need a strategy tailor-made for you.
Fairway Financial can create a personal retirement strategy just for you, designed to take care of you and your loved ones. Call us today at 508-398-3337.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference. Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
We welcome you back to McKeon Park, and on the mound for the Harbor Hawks today is Tony Robbie.
Yeah, Roby's a fabulous pitcher out of Texas State, a really great pitcher that has limited experience so far up here on the Cape. This is going to be only his third game and his first start of the season. Still has a 0.00 ERA. With a 2.00 whip. Once again, has a little bit of traffic behind him, but once again, a really solid pitcher that needs to be able to find himself in this starting role, because for Hyannis, everyone needs to be a swing guy through this season, especially down the back of the year.
And they bring in guys like Roby later on in the season. They bring him in during this hot stretch. They won 11 of 13 before the All-Star game, now 2 of 3 after the All-Star game. It's a really good way for Roby to come in, to be introduced to such a winning culture.
Yeah, Roby, a guy that doesn't throw particularly hard, but relies on that fastball, is able to locate. And let's take a look at this Wareham Gatemen starting lineup.
Yeah, starts off with J.C. Colon, the shortstop out of Mickey Doolittle's very own University of Missouri. Then Dorian Gonzalez, the second baseman out of Miami. The U bats second and plays second. And then Grant Sherrod out in left field bats third. Grant Hussey, the first baseman, cleans up. Bobby Bozer out of South Florida, teammate of Eric Snow, the second baseman today, plays right field and bats fifth. And Byram Holt bats sixth and plays third. And then to round out the bottom third of the Wareham order is Caulfield, the designated hitter, another new Missouri guy for Mickey Doolittle, Yadi Hernandez, and Josh Stevenson, the center fielder. Hernandez playing catcher.
83 degrees at first pitch. Roby toes the rubber, and we are underway from McKeon Park. It's a strike at 6 o'clock on the dot.
Gotta love it, Friday promptness.
Love it. So he's ahead 0-1 to Cologne. Pitch hits the outer third of the plate for strike 2. So quickly ahead is Roby. Again, as Jacob mentioned, 2 innings pitched so far on the year. He's given up 3 hits, but not allowed a run. 0-2. Up and in for a ball. 84 miles an hour.
And that's going to be a key to success, is being able to attack early and, once again, be ahead in accounts. When you're ahead, you're able to allow a lot to happen behind you that you don't really have to worry about.
Cologne, a little knuckler to the right side, and it will flare over Eric Snow at second base. So that's a base hit for the Mizzou man, J.C. Cologne. And let's take a look at how Hyannis shapes up defensively.
Yeah, it'll go Mitchell, Earhart, and Taylor left to right across the outfield. Smith, Gazdar, Snow, and Lane from third to first, with Ike doing the designated hitting tonight, and Bennett Thompson makes up the battery partner along with Tony Roby.
So runner at first here with no outs, and in stands Dorian Gonzalez, and he's going to take a fastball that misses away.
And there is nothing more scary than a desperate team, especially down the stretch. And that's exactly what Wareham is at this moment, as they are fighting for every little bit to try and get themselves into the playoffs.
Cologne gets his lead from first and a called strike.
Yeah, they haven't been as hot as of late before the All-Star game, but they've broken out of the All-Star game, winning 2 of 3 games themselves. So with nothing to lose, this is a team that Hyannis can't underestimate, despite them sitting last in the West.
1-1 is a ground ball up the middle, and it's going to find its way into center field. Charging around second and into third is Cologne. So immediately Wareham gets 2 hits off of Roby to start this one off.
Now you have runners on the corners here. Roby's going to be tested here a little bit, with already some traffic behind him.
And the way the defense shaped up there is the second baseman, Snow, was shifted over to the right a little bit. Gazdar was shifted all the way over behind second base. But Gonzalez did a good job of finding that hole. Good piece of hitting. And that will bring in Grant Sherrod. First pitch on the way, and it's in the dirt. Good block by Thompson behind home plate.
And that's what they brought him into this team for. Thompson is a fantastic defensive catcher. And in those kinds of situations, you need a guy like him behind the plate, because that skips by. And just like that, Wareham are up in front.
1-0 the count. Sherrod fouls it back. Sherrod on the season hitting .216 with 2 home runs and 6 runs batted in. Playing left field tonight with runners at the corners in the first inning. Pitch in there. He sneaks that one over.
Let's go. Let's finish it here.
That's big. You just got to find that first out of this start here if he could.
If he can get a ground ball on the infield, that'd be even better. Roby looks in, deals, misses up and in.
Yeah, the way the defense is playing right now, they'll trade 2 outs for a run, especially the way Roby has started out. As you said, it's his first start, perhaps first inning, first start jitters. Pretty understandable from a guy of Roby's caliber as well. He's pitched pretty well in his limited appearances.
Absolutely scorched into left field, and this is going to get Wareham on the board. So RBI single for Grant Sherrod, and the Gatemen have a 1-0 lead.
Great piece of hitting by Grant Sherrod that's able to find a gap.
So Hussey stands in. He's one of the best hitters on this team, leading the team in runs batted in with 23 on the year. Now with a chance to pick up 24 and perhaps more, with 2 runners on and still nobody out against Tony Roby. First pitch to the Wareham first baseman is outside. The throw on a steal attempt by Gonzalez goes into left field, and he will come in and score. And on the play, Sherrod, the runner, it was a double steal going towards second. He comes up hobbling. Wareham takes a 2-0 lead, and this does not look good. He's favoring that leg, and we're going to take a quick break right here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why do you sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
Wareham leads 2-0. Grant Hussey still in the batter's box after a double steal that results in the Gatemen's second run of the game. He pulls that down the right field line. It's 0-2, and hey, a nice play by someone out in the bullpen.
Got to stay on your toes down there. You never know what might be coming your way. Just because you're in the bullpen doesn't mean that you're clear of.
Big pitch here, 0-2, misses way outside into the opposite batter's box. So Sherrod still at second. He stayed in the game after coming up a little bit gimpy on the double steal. Had a couple of jogs into center field, came back, told the trainers he was all right, gave him the green light. And now stands at second. The pitch to Hussey, misses up. Wareham, when they score first, they're one of the worst teams in the league at 6-11. 2-2 the count. The pitch in the dirt, another nice block from Thompson. He's looked real good.
Come on, Tony. Settle it.
Yeah, big pitch here now, especially after Hussey has worked himself back into a full count. Still looking for that first out. May as well look to pitch to a little bit of contact here, just to put it in the zone, maybe challenge him to give him something to hit.
Full count to one of the more dangerous hitters in the league. Is foul tipped into Thompson's glove, and there's one away.
It's a big out for Roby here tonight. And that's what you want to have happen. Get your first out, and now just have the rest of them come. Once again, allowing 2 to plate here in the top of the first, you still have 9 innings of play if you're Hyannis to try and respond for those 2.
It's been a team of responding all season long, too, so this isn't a situation they're unfamiliar of here either. So if you're Roby here, you just want to find that same rhythm you just had against Hussey here against Bobby Bozer.
That's tapped foul. First team All-Cape name team, Bobby Bozer.
Did you make up that team, Mick?
Yes.
Okay.
I should release that on Twitter.
That's what you're going to put on Twitter?
That's what I'm going to put on Twitter.
Good to know.
Bobby Bozer. I feel like JC Cologne is a good name. John Gazdar is definitely up there, standing at second base right now. Pitch to Bozer, misses in the dirt, and Thompson can't block this one. Sliding into third is Sherrod. So there's a runner at third and a sac fly opportunity here for Wareham.
And the way Thompson has started this game defensively, if he's not blocking that, nobody is, and you can barely fault him there. That ball was almost out of the left-handed batter's box. So good stuff from Thompson so far, and if he's not blocking it, you can't really fault him.
1-1 to Bozer is popped up right side. Lane's going to have to go a long way for this one. He's going to watch it fly just a foot or two beyond that right foul line fence, and it's 1-2. So Thompson, all we heard about him coming in was that he was a great defender, and that's something that Hyannis really needed. And he's really brought that. He's looked really, really good in the squat behind the plate. The Oregon Duck now is looking to get Bozer out. Another pop fly, foul ground. Lane and Thompson over, and this one will go a little bit further out, land on top of the Wareham dugout.
And if you're looking at a guy like Thompson, he can be teaching a few of these catchers on the roster some things. Sometimes we want to see more from Brody Donay behind the plate. Sometimes he stabs with his glove instead of to block. So this is a guy who's had a lot of experience in Bennett Thompson, and he's a guy who can teach a lot.
Corners in for a 1-2. High fly ball, shallow left. Mitchell coming in, and coming out is Gazdar to put it away, and it was way too shallow for Sherrod to even think about a tag-up opportunity.
Big out, but a tough play from Gazdar there. It looked like that could have been Mitchell's, especially the way he was coming in. His momentum is taking him home there, so he can fire home just in case that run from Sherrod wasn't a bluff. But there, you could have seen him. We saw a bluff from Sherrod there, but good work from Gazdar, good communication between the two to make sure that out was put away.
Hot stands in, and a fastball misses up. And typically on those shallow fly balls, it's the outfielder's ball, because coming in to catch a ball is a lot easier than going out and catching a ball over the shoulder. 1-0 to Byram Hotz, and he hits a hot ground ball down the left field line and foul.
Was wondering how long it was going to take you.
Not long.
Nope.
Count even at 1. 2 outs. Top of the first just underway from McKeon Park. Wareham has scored 2 in the top half. Pitch is hit a high fly ball to center. Earhart went out, comes in and dives and makes the catch. Earhart showing off the range to begin this one. And Hyannis has some work to do. They'll grab the bats, trailing 2-0 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Diet Coke? Were you my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about? Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Wareham has picked up 2 in the first, and this is the Hyannis lineup that will try to answer right back.
Hyannis Harbor Hawks to lead things off with Zach Earhart, the center fielder today. And then Nick Mitchell follows in behind him, the transfer going to Indiana, the left fielder. Cam Smith at the hot corner continues to stay hot, third in the Cape Cod Baseball League with a .363 batting average. Brandon Ike in the cleanup spot, the designated hitter, the new Turner, and has done a fabulous job. And then Will Taylor, the right fielder, settles in behind him. Alex Lane, the first baseman. John Gazdar, Eric Snow, and Bennett Thompson round out the lineup tonight for the Harbor Hawks on this scorcher of a Friday evening.
Brandon Ike,
excuse me.
That's a new one. Either way, it's 2-0 as Earhart will lead off for these Hawks, who have been red hot. They lead the league in batting average at .277. They're second in OPS at .775. They don't steal a lot of bases, but they hit for a lot of power.
But think about where this team has come from. In those first few weeks of the season where you kind of didn't see them get onto putting everything together just right away, right before the big hot streak, this was a team that was sitting middle to lower of the pack in this league in all of those stats that you just mentioned. We had been seeing them sit about 7th, 8th in the league in the batting average there. They've jumped all the way up to the very top. It just shows how hot this team has been over these last 20 games.
Brett Wozniak is the guy that Hyannis will have to try and deal with. Quickly behind in the count, 2-0. Earhart rips it to the left side. Hot can't handle it at the hot corner, and it trickles into left field for a base hit.
Yeah, hot shot for Hot to deal with there. Just a little bit too hot for him, as Zach Earhart is staying scorching hot himself, and he just keeps producing. He's the guy that we've been talking about at the beginnings of those lineups. As we take a look at the defense, it'll go Sherrod, Stevenson, and Bozer from left to right. Hot, Colon, Gonzalez, and Hussey from third to first, with Caulfield doing the DHing and Hernandez doing the catching for Wozniak.
First pitch to Nick Mitchell misses upstairs.
Wozniak's third start on the season, his 5th overall game, coming into this pitching 10 2/3, allowing 4 earned runs in that span.
Mitchell takes a strike on the outer third. Earhart with good speed at first. Immediately on for these Hawks. With Cam Smith on deck, they're going to check over. He's back safely.
We've seen Mitchell in the leadoff and in the 9-hole. He backs up Zach Earhart, or Zach Earhart backs up him, whichever way they put it. So to put two guys with speed on.
Mitchell goes the other way into left field. Sherrod ranging back and makes the over-the-shoulder catch for the first out. Retreating back to first is Earhart.
You want to get one of two, if not both guys on for Cam Smith, because now you could do whatever you want, really. You could give a hit and run. You could do a double steal or so, or something like that. You can have a little bit of fun with Cam Smith up at the dish. He can just put the ball wherever he wants at will. So to have a guy on for him is dangerous.
Cam Smith stands in, and there's the danger right there. He serves it into right field. Earhart on his horse around second. He gets into third standing after Bozer has a little bit of trouble with it out in right field. So immediately Hyannis jumping on Wozniak.
That's what got Cam hot early in the season, was jumping in those early counts. They put him up towards the top of the order to see some more fastballs, and he jumped on those fastballs when he got them. That's what got his confidence all the way up. And that was some shades of pre-All-Star break Cam Smith right there, jumping on that first pitch and punching it to the right side.
Yeah, again, staying within himself. What he's so good at doing is Ike takes a strike on the first pitch and able to keep those hands behind the bat head and serve it into right field, not trying to do too much with it, just hit it hard. Not trying to increase that launch angle. Ike pops it up, right field. Coming in is Bozer. Is it deep enough? Earhart's going to tag. No, he's going to hold up. The throw is offline. Earhart stays put at third. Probably could have scored if he knew that throw was going to be offline. So it'll be up to Will Taylor.
But that was a good look there from Earhart, because he, despite seeing the throw, he was a few steps off the bag with the bluff, and he held on, just staying off the bag just a little bit, just in case Hernandez let that skip by him. He does see that he's coming home, but I'd say a good hold there, because Hernandez can hustle back to the plate and get Earhart in plenty of time.
So here's Will Taylor. Takes the ball. Smith at first, Earhart at third. Pitch Taylor, misses upstairs. Taylor's been good this year, .229 batting average. Played really good outfield as he pulls that one to third. Hot can't handle it. It trickles off of his glove, and that is the first run of the game for the Harbor Hawks. It was a hot shot to third base, and Hot just couldn't corral it.
Yeah, timely hitting has been the name of Taylor's game all season long. We see him get those productive outs, maybe more sac flies, but there he just puts one hard into play, and that's exactly what he does every time he comes up. Switches that approach and becomes that really, really good hitter that you want to be seeing in every single at-bat.
So here's Alex Lane. First pitch misses down. Lane has been more of a platoon guy this year, getting 2 or 3 starts a week. But coming in pitch hitting situations, and another guy that's been really good. That misses upstairs and away.
Go, Lane.
That was ruled a single for Will Taylor, so he picks up an RBI. Pitch to Lane is pulled foul.
That's RBI number 12 on the year for Will Taylor. He just comes through in all those situations. And as you said, we've seen Lane more in pinch hitting situations, but since he's adapted into that role, he's looked a lot better, hitting closer to about 400 or 500 in those games since he's become a platoon guy.
Missed down and in. And this is what he does so well, is he's able to work counts. He's able to take pitches down low.
Maybe they're saying he should. Yeah.
Upstairs, wherever they may be. Pitches that he's not going to be able to do anything with.
Yeah, 4 hits and 9 at-bats in his last 5 games.
3-1 fouled back. So
Lane, come on,
both runners will have a head start. Again, Smith at second, Taylor at first. And a race to the baseball behind home plate is won by Hyannis' bat boy.
That's a hard-fought battle, too. Attaboy. Attaboy.
Who says baseball isn't a contact sport? Once again, runners get a head start. Lane with a chance to tie the game.
Hey, way to stay alive. Way to stay alive, Alex. Come
Tapped
on
at
here.
the plate.
Let's go 4-1.
If you hear in the crowd, Mike, them saying way to stay alive, I don't know how Smith and Taylor feel about that. They're getting their lung busters in, just going back and forth and back and forth. Soon they'll be just telling Lane to just do something with it, whether or not it be to put it in play.
3-2. Lane hits a high fly ball to center. Ranging in is Stevenson. And will put it away for out number 3. But Hyannis answers back with 1. It's 2-1 Gatemen on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be? Be a bad mother.
It was good.
It's 2-1 Wareham, and Hyannis would like to remind you that the lights at McKeon Park stay bright all season long thanks to the Knack Cape Cod. The Knack offers 2 convenient locations, Hyannis and Orleans, offering delicious burgers, taco sandwiches, and more. Visit theknackcapecod.com to order online today. The Knack Cape Cod is proud to be the Light the Park sponsor for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks all season long. Still no lights quite yet. Got a seagull perched on top of that light pole.
A Harbor Hawk, if you will.
Getting in the game here between the Gatemen and the Hawks. 2-1. And leading off the inning is Garen Caulfield. First pitch on the way. And fouls it off the plate.
So if you're Tony Roby coming out for this top of the second inning, you have to feel a lot better because, one, not only are you out of the first inning, your offense has responded. They've cut the lead in half here, getting 1 run back. Hyannis knows that they don't have to get it all at once. So Roby just has to do his best to keep it here.
Appeal down to first, no swing, and it's 1-1. And Roby, a guy, again, who hasn't given up a run all year, gives up 2 in the first, but has responded to adversity this year, has dealt with some traffic on the base paths as that gets to the backstop.
They made a quick scoring change. They initially ruled Will Taylor's batted ball a hit. They changed it to an E5.
Tough air. It was
very
scorched.
They could have ruled it the same on Zach Earhart's scorcher down to third as well. So pretty tough call there.
Still, it's a 50-50.
Yep.
2-2. Line drive to left. Base hit. And Wareham, for the second straight inning, has a runner on, and trouble with it is Mitchell. It gets all the way back, and then the throw goes over Gazdar's head at short. So a leadoff single and presumably an E7 if he were to touch it.
Yeah, we've seen Nick Mitchell. He's been solid in the field all year long, and that is how they'll rule it, single and E7 on the advance. We've only seen that happen only once this year. Another time is when he let a ball skip by him in center field. But other than that, he's been real solid, and especially on a field like this, that's bound to happen once or twice.
Here's Yadi Hernandez, and that fastball misses down and away. Thompson doesn't realize the runner's going. He does. He was almost shocked that he was going and throws him out.
And there's your retribution right there. It was a tough test there by Caulfield because of how good defensively Thompson is. And yeah, I might have been trying to catch him sleeping a little bit. And Caulfield stretched a double or stretched a single into a double, well, not in the scorebook technically, but gets a little bit lucky on that and stretches luck a little too much as we take another look. He just kind of seemed like a bit surprised, but that's a throw there by Thompson. That's almost instinctual to be able to snap that down to third.
It's like in MLB The Show when your player like runs out of an animation, has a high bounding ball to Gazdar, who plays it really nicely and throws out Hernandez. But it's like you start moving around with your player before the animation starts.
I mean, that's just such a great play, though, from Thompson to be able to realize and then snap into gear, because most guys will try and throw that down. It gets sent into left field because maybe they rush it. You can tell that that's a play that Thompson has practiced plenty of times. He knows exactly where that base is when he throws it down.
First pitch to Stevenson misses up.
And I don't want Nick to get lost in all of that. That's a tough play from Gazdar, too. I mean, they're trying to put guys on this team whose hands are so safe. When you have to get up like that with Gazdar, he's not the tallest of guys. You've got to use all of your frame there to be able to get, not only to get up to that with your glove, fully extend, but then bring it down as well and make a nice pelt onto first, which is exactly what Gazdar did. Great adaptation from him.
I think the best part of that play was the baseball IQ to know not to charge it.
Yeah.
He waited on it because he knew Hernandez didn't have great speed going down the line. That's not what he prides himself on, as the 2-0 was fouled straight back to the screen. But he waited on it, knew he had time, and knew that this infield is a little bit inconsistent at times. Oh, my goodness.
Hey.
He got the ball, though.
Action all over the place. This is bench clearing brawl over the ball.
Whoa.
Boys.
Whoa.
Oh, my goodness. Gazdar with the smarts, and the ball boys racing to the baseball.
Now, to get back to your point about John, he does charge that. It bounces over his head, no doubt, because he needs every inch of his frame to go get up on that, even though he didn't charge. So, yeah, you're right. Great baseball IQ and great awareness by John. He's seen that play before. This is also an advantage of being at home. Knowing your own infield, that it'll do it to you and eat you up at points.
Roby loses Stevenson, and that will flip the lineup card over back to J.C. Cologne, who singled to lead off the game. Good at-bat from Stevenson, who continues to work nice at-bats this year. Out of LSU, 197 hitter, but with 10 RBIs. So Cologne stands in out of Mizzou and takes a strike. A couple of SEC guys on this team. Cologne, a guy that has a lot of speed. Contact hitter, can steal some bases, down and away. The count is 1-1. And Wareham leads 2-1. Stevenson gets his lead from first. Chopped foul. So Roby ahead in the count, 1-2. Great night at the park, packed house. A lot of people here to watch the Hawks, who sit in second place in the West. 1-2 misses down and away. Good pitch, good wipeout slider. The bleachers are nearly full right now.
For a team in the form that Hyannis is in, I mean, why not come on out to the ballpark on a Friday night?
Temperature finally dropping after a hot day, and that's swung on and missed by Cologne, which will send Roby off the mound. So a nice inning from him. And the Harbor Hawks will pick up the bats looking to answer. They trail by 1.
Retirement strategies come in all shapes and sizes. One strategy does not fit all when it comes to reaching your retirement goals. And considering all your options may be, well, more than you want to think about. So whether you're looking to retire or already living in retirement, you need a strategy tailor-made for you.
Fairway Financial can create a personal retirement strategy just for you, designed to take care of you and your loved ones. Call us today at 508-398-3337.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference. Leave your mark. Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Welcome back to McKeon Park. 2-1 Wareham, and here on a hot, hot day with a high humidity. There you see it, 85 degrees. Feels like, well, it doesn't matter. It feels hot right now. And that will continue, that temperature will continue to drop towards sunset, which is scheduled for 8:03. Got a good breeze, though, blowing through the ballpark.
What breeze? I'm looking for that breeze. I have not felt a breeze.
Okay,
Dude, I was just outside running to our center field camera, and I did not feel a breeze one bit.
Take one look at the flag in center field.
I don't know. There is, maybe there's a breeze now.
10 miles an hour on the wind as John Gazdar takes a strike.
Yeah, flag's sure blowing out there.
0-1 is hit the other way, and it sneaks its way past the outstretched glove of Gonzalez. So Gazdar to first with a leadoff single.
Yeah, great piece of hitting by John Gazdar. Bat on ball contact. That's what you love to see. Find the holes, and now you're just trying to claw back to an even ball game so that you're able to tie this thing back up.
Gazdar hitting .301 since getting to Hyannis, and that doesn't count that hit. So presumably probably up above .305, .310 now. Gazdar coming over from the California Collegiate League in the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Comes in here as that contact hitter. First pitch to Eric Snow is a strike. And so valuable, especially on Cape, when it takes time for guys to adjust to that wood bat, to have a guy that can just get on base. Snow takes a ball.
And you also have to think about the experience. He already adjusted to the wood bat as well for his previous summer league.
Count even against Snow. Throw over to Gazdar. Back in time.
Yeah, look at those high socks that Eric Snow is rocking today.
Pulled foul. He's got those Oregon cleats?
I think so.
Huh.
He does not go to Oregon, though.
No.
He definitely does not. Pitch is outside. Bennett Thompson, I believe he's the lone Oregon. Yeah, he is the lone Oregon Duck on this Hyannis team. He's even the count 2-2, and he pops it up to center. Ranging back is Stevenson a couple of steps. Now comes in and puts away the first out of the inning.
Talked to a few guys in the dugout, speaking of those high socks. They said if they had the shorter pants, they'd be wearing the stirrups up all day long. You'd be able to see a little bit of fun like that from Eric Snow. He looks good in them. He rocks it.
You see a couple of guys at various levels wear those socks as high as humanly possible because it makes the bottom of the strike zone look a little bit smaller. As the first pitch, a curveball to Thompson, drops in. Hunter Pence being one of them, getting ridiculously high as that's ripped down the left field line, a base hit. Fielding it on one hop is Sherrod, and Gazdar holds at second, so it's a loud single for Thompson.
He stopped at second, and Thompson didn't even realize he had a full head of steam. He wanted second himself, but It was too close into left field for Gazdar to be able to advance, so Thompson was about halfway to second before he realized what was even happening. But that's a really good swing right there from Thompson. It was down the middle, but it was low, and he had to really go golf at it to go get it, and he swats at it, goes down, and sends it into left field, and almost to the corner. Is Sherrod not there to be able to cut that off?
First pitch to Earhart is pulled down the left field line, just foul. And that's the bottom of the lineup. That's the production out of the bottom of the lineup that we've seen from Hyannis all year long. And you flip it over to the top for your big RBI guys like Earhart, like Mitchell, like Smith, and tell them go to work. One out, runners at first and second. Earhart shows bunt. He gets a good one down the third base line. Tough play for Hot. Not even close. The bases are loaded with one out.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen at any level a guy so good at bunting for hits as Zach Earhart. He chooses his moments so well. He could have gone for the RBI single there to punch it out into the outfield, but no, he just wants to get himself on, cause as much havoc as possible. He does it there again. We talk about how Bourne, that bunt single of his, was what ignited his push all the way up. He goes back to it. He loves it so much because he can catch he can catch fielders out. You don't expect him to be bunting in that kind of situation, much less down the third base line. Also using his speed to his advantage to make sure Hot doesn't catch him down that first base line. A rush throw there would never have gotten him anyway. Some plays there from Earhart to create his own work on the base pads.
And now that puts a little bit of pressure here even more in this situation, because you now are forced to try and potentially turn a double play, which the double play possibility is there.
So Nick Mitchell comes up and takes high.
And this is part of your response here. You've already gotten the one run back, but now you're putting yourself in an even better position after you've gotten yourself down with that one run. A base hit could give Hyannis the lead back right here in an instant response.
Mitchell pops it foul.
You could tell that the way the Hyannis hitters go about their business in the box changes when they go down, because they know they almost play better from behind, as we saw in a lot of the earlier games this season.
Mitchell looking for some RBIs and grounds it to short. Cologne to second for one, to first not in time, and Hyannis, just like that, has tied the game.
Great piece of hitting. Nick Mitchell gets it on the ground, and it's because of his speed down the first base line that he's able to get that run across. Without his speed down the line, that would have been a double play, and Hyannis wouldn't have gotten a run, but it's because of Nick Mitchell just putting it into play and using his foot speed to be able to get that run across and beat it out down the line to get this thing back to a knotted game.
It was hit slow enough that made Wareham take their time a little bit as Smith takes outside.
And that's another underrated part of the lineup structure there, because you've got a speedy guy. If it's a slower guy up in there, you have more of a chance to turn a double play.
Runner goes. Smith torches it into center field. Stevenson started in, and it gets over his head. Because he was going from first, Mitchell comes all the way around and scores on a two-run double by Cam Smith, who extends his hitting streak to 20 games.
A great piece of hitting by Cam Smith. You talk about a scorching ball to center field. Stevenson thought it was going to be a line drive right back to him, but that thing had enough air flight on it that it soars right over his head, bouncing shallow of the wall, and then he had to play catch up the entire way. And with the speed of Mitchell, this is a new ball game. Now 4-2, Hyannis is leading.
And now Brandon Ike with a RBI opportunity. 3 runs in on the inning. First pitch is in there for a strike with a fastball at 87.
Mr. Michael Kirsting. We call this offense.
Oh, fill in the blank. I'm sorry.
Fill in the blank.
Oh, the 2-out offense. They do it with 2 outs again. I mean, the 2-out magic has just been flowing from this team all season long. And there was Cam Smith again changing his approach. He sees the one pitch. You can't throw that to him in any count, in any type of out.
That's line to second. Gonzalez gets down to a knee and puts it away, but Hyannis with 3 in the second. Now lead 4-2 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor.
It's a sign that this is a business you can trust.
Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
Hyannis strikes for 3 in the bottom of the second, now leads 4-2. But first, let's take a look at the standings. YD, first off in the East, has clinched a playoff spot. They lead it. Orleans, then Harwich, then Brewster right behind them, all fighting for playoff positioning. And then Chatham on their 3rd coach of the year now, round out the East.
And then going over to the West, you see Cotuit and Hyannis pacing those two. They have clinched the playoff spots handedly with some time to spare. And then Falmouth bringing it up. They have jumped within a point and a point over Bourne, who now sit in 4th. There isn't much trouble from them as Wareham brings up the rear, but we've seen Bourne sitting in 3rd place and sometimes even 2nd place all season long. The Falmouth has really, really turned it on over the last few weeks, around the same time that Hyannis has. It's been important that Hyannis has stayed as hot as they have, because Falmouth could have even caught them.
Yeah, those asterisks indicating who have been able to punch their tickets into the postseason already this year. 4 teams have so far: YD, Orleans, Cotuit, and Hyannis.
First pitch is fouled by Gonzalez. Nice play by first base coach Cody Doyle. 0-1. Roby into his 3rd inning of work. Gave up those 2 in the first as a nice bunt is put down here, and no chance at throwing him out. And coming up, firing is Roby, who throws it down the right field line. Probably will regret that as he gives Gonzalez an extra base.
Yeah, Gonzalez showing his best Zach Earhart impression, saying if you can do it, I can do it better. And not only better, get an extra base out of it too. And in that situation, Roby doesn't need to throw that. Gonzalez is already down there, and he's already beat the throw. Even if there was no throw, he's beaten that out handedly. So no real need to give an extra base there. That's only going to make Roby have to bear down even more.
Here's Grant Sherrod, the 3-hole hitter, had an RBI single in the first. First pitch is swing and a miss. Nice off-speed pitch. 86, glove side movement. Against righties, really any of his pitches are open for Roby. Head in the count, 0-1. He fires a fastball that completely fooled him, and strike 2.
And for Hyannis right now, they're almost shooting themselves on the own foot. Already have 3 errors in today's game alone. This is not the way that you can be able to sustain winning ball games. Wareham's just in a situation where they have a little bit of a weakening pitching staff that you're able to attack on them so early. But you got to try and limit those unforced errors.
0-2 to Sherrod. Is a block by Thompson. He keeps it in front of him, but it kicks too far away. Gonzalez had his head up and took 3rd, showing off his great speed.
And funny enough, Hyannis has also had 3 errors in as many innings another time this season. That was against Chatham. Oh, they only won that game 15-6. So it's funny that it's come against the bottom 2 teams, 1 of each in either division.
Hyannis tied for 6th in fielding percentage this year, as that kicks away from Thompson. Another wild pitch will score Gonzalez from third. And those are the mistakes that Hyannis needs to avoid going forward into this playoff chase.
And these are all, so you have an E1, then a wild pitch, and then another wild pitch, that in one at-bat, you have Gonzalez able to come around and score the entire time. So a little bit of a tough break there right now.
Sherrod scorches one down the right field line.
But now, to look on the positive side for Roby, you have bases cleared now. You just have to focus on the batter here. You don't have to worry about runners being behind you. First, second, and third are all open, that you are able to just focus on the batter, pretend like nothing has happened so far.
Clean new inning.
Yeah.
2-2. Sherrod grounds it to Smith. He's really good at that hot corner, and he has another nice put out.
That's what you love to see. Cam Smith is such a fabulous defender as well as offensive player. That's what makes his game so complete. You look for complete baseball players that circle it and say Cam Smith. That's what makes him such a valuable prospect for next year's draft as he's eligible, is because he's a complete baseball player. You have everything going for him.
Yeah, you saw it last inning when he punched that to right field. That's another thing that scouts love seeing, is being able to control the way that you hit. We've seen it with Zach York so much, how he's just able to put the ball wherever he wants to do it. And the defense is now becoming I feel like a bit of an underrated part with offense playing so much of a factor, that if you can get a plus defender that in the way Smith is, just to have a guy who's so well-rounded as him adds so much to the team.
So Grant Hussey into the box. 262 hitter on the year. Again, Wareham's #1 RBI man. Ahead in the count, 2-1. Going back to Smith. I don't know if we've hung it up yet, but we have a Cam's Crew sign. Swing and a miss from Hussey.
Thinking Brielasic might have a little bit more on that. There we go.
I said that without even thinking it, without even knowing that Bria had the sign down there. we need to hang it up in here. 2-2. Hussey, a slow ground ball up the right side. Fielding his position is Roby. Shovels it to first. Nice play.
It's a lot of traffic over there. 3 bodies in a tight space. Even you can go 4 if you want to include the umpire as well. And all 3 of them doing a great job to get to their base, not interfering with each other. And Roby just able to field the position, come off the mound cleanly, and get over in time.
So now with 2 outs, it's Bobby Bozer, the right fielder. Infield straight up, playing at normal depth. And a 4-3 ball game. Missed outside with the first pitch. And these Hyannis pitchers, for the most part, have fielded their positions well all year long. They've had a lot of opportunities, especially on Cape, with what feels like to me increased bunting, but I don't know if that's actually a fact. This is down and away.
It'd be interesting to see if small ball has picked up so far this year.
Two 2-0 to Bozer. Missed down and in.
Come on, Tony.
And you see the power numbers start to come along towards the end of the year, but at the beginning, you had to find ways to manufacture runs in other ways. 3-0 to Bozer. Green light, and he swings through an off-speed breaking ball.
Roby just settling up.
3-1 is a swing and a miss, so 3-0 to 3-2. Good job by Roby to battle back, showing a lot of resilience out of Texas State. Where is Texas State? What's their mascot?
The Bobcats.
I can picture their logo. High fly ball in the left center field. Mitchell and Earhart giving chase, and they're not going to get to it. Kicks off the wall away from Earhart. And pulling into second is Bozer with a 2-out double.
Big double there. Bozer getting all of the 85-mile-an-hour breaking ball in the lower part of the zone, dropping the shoulder, and just gaps it in between Mitchell and Earhart. Nothing that either outfielder can do. It's just a well-placed ball. Now a runner in scoring position for Wareham to try and tie this thing back up.
Yeah, that's just above knee height. And with that off speed, if you have time and you're not expecting that fastball, it's one that you can turn on. That is exactly what Bozer just did.
So here's Byram Hott. Bozer at second. First pitch is a swing and a miss. 96 miles an hour off the bat on the double that split the outfield. You think that would have left the yard at YD?
I don't know. It was a little bit too low in that.
You know what I discovered today? There's one team without a triple, a swing and a miss.
Come on, one more here.
And unsurprisingly, that's YD.
Yeah. When you play your home games at Red Wilson Field, it's a little quaint little ballpark, and deepest part is 350, and down the line, both outfielders can get to them rather quickly, so it's hard to get a triple there if you want it.
A lot of home runs, as we see with Hunter Hines, the league leader in home runs. You know who leads the league in triples? Swing and a miss. That ends the inning. It's Hyannis with 12. Standing by with more is Bria Losick. What do you got for us, Bria?
Thanks, guys. Well, like Mickey alluded to before, we're going to talk about Cam's crew a little bit more. They were up here for about a week, and we met them at Hartford, but they're gone now. Their legacy is definitely still here. They gave us a little bit of their merch that they made for Cam. This is their Haba Hawks hat as well as their sign. So, first of all, you might be thinking, what is this pickle on here? I asked the same question to Cam's uncle, and apparently when he was little, Cam was not too excited to play baseball like he is now, so he was a little bit grumpy at some of his Little League games. So his uncle and his cousin would shout, "Come on, sweet pickle, lighten up." And it worked. Cam started actually enjoying games, and now it's just a reminder whenever he gets called that nickname, just to play loose and have some fun like he was when he was a little kid. So that's what the pickle is on this sign. And then the Haba Hawks, spelled H-A-B-A-H-A-X, is spelled exactly how Cam's late grandpa would say Harbor Hawks. And, you know, Cam said that it's great to just remember his grandpa when he plays and to have a little piece of him. So that's why they spelled it that way on the sign. Cam's grandpa would have been 100 this year, the same year that the Cape League anniversary is celebrating. So a pretty special anniversary and a way to remember him. So if you see these signs around, just know Cam's crew is here to stay at McKeon Park. All right, back to you guys.
Hey, Bria, you still got me down there?
Yep.
Hey, so the pickle, do we know if he puts pickles on his sandwiches?
I will have to report. He
Yes,
does.
you're gonna.
According to Mike Maynard, he does. I'm getting a thumbs up.
Okay, he does put a pickle. That's what matters. We gotta hope if you're being called pickle that you're gonna have a pickle in your name and in your sandwiches.
You might have to call him that when he comes up to the plate.
Yeah, we might just have to. Thanks, Bria.
All right, thanks, guys.
So here comes Will Taylor to lead off the inning. First pitch misses low. How great is that? The support that Smith is getting from his family. We've seen a whole bunch of them come through all year long. Of course, back in those first couple of weeks of the season, we saw some Cam's crew up in the stands as Taylor lines it to left field, a base hit. He takes a big turnaround first, thinks about two, but retreats back, and immediately Hyannis with a runner on in the third, looking to extend this 4-3 lead.
Yeah, going back to Cam's crew there, we saw that hat in the right hand as well. I think all three of us have gotten one of the Cam's crew Harbor Hawks hats. They've got the Haba Hawks etched into the back of them as well. I was really glad that I was able to get one of those, as well as meet Cam's family. What an awesome family they are, being able to show up and show out.
First pitch to Lane is taken for a strike. Yeah, shout out them. I got a hat as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I didn't wear it today, as that's popped to right. Bozer barely has to move and puts it away for the first out.
I meant to bring mine. I forgot mine at home. I would have loved to bring mine.
Don't worry, I was wearing mine, people. Don't worry. Don't worry. Mine was firmly on my head today when I came into the park and was putting out some fires here early today. But hey, that's what you love to see, man. Get to see Hawks on the back, and my parents were loving it when I was home for the past 2 days for be it with the off day yesterday.
John stands in, takes a ball, throw down to second with Taylor running, skips into center field, but Cologne backs it up nicely. So a stolen base for Taylor, the multi-sport athlete. Jacob Irons also, just minutes ago, ran all the way out to center field. What an Iron Man Jacob Irons is. Tap back to the pitcher. Gazdar retired, 2 away.
Wow, I appreciate that one, Mick. I don't even know where to go with that.
You said you couldn't feel the wind. Was it possible you were running at the same speed as the wind?
Maybe. I think that might be it. I think you hit the nail right on the head there.
Eric Snow now up. What did you do on the off day, Michael?
Just about nothing. I might have left my bed maybe like once. I don't do nothing a lot out here, and when I get the chance to do nothing, I seize it to the absolute max of the opportunity.
Yeah. I'm about the same.
Yep.
I thought I was going to do something, then I just didn't.
No, I knew I wasn't doing anything.
Beautiful. I don't think I thought about baseball once.
I don't think I did either, actually.
0-1 to Eric Snow. Slapped foul.
Sometimes when we get as much action as we do out here, when we're working as hard as we all are, sometimes to be a little mindless, it's nice. Did get some food shopping done later on in the day when I was feeling a little bit too lazy. I had to get up and do something with myself.
There you go. 0-2 is a swing and a miss. Snow is going to try and take first, but he's thrown out. A K2-3, and that ends the third. To the fourth we go. Hyannis up by 1.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen.
Hell, Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you on the club with?
All about it. Hell, Mama.
Hyannis up 4-3, and a new pitcher for Hyannis.
Yeah, new pitcher here, Christian Becerra, out of Cal. And these are college stats here with 11-1 record. 21 ERA, but new guy able to come on and be able to be a key contributor for this team later in the season. Don's number 10, Jamie Arnold's old number, was a college sports communicator, the CSC Academic All-District Team 2023. Made 18 appearances, 11 starts for the Bears. Had a 6.29 ERA for them this summer, and this will be his first summer ball experience since 2021 when he played for the Port Angels Lefties of the West Coast League.
What is a college sports communicator?
Like SIDs, broadcasters, all part of the team that make
It's
up
like
the
communications
CCS.
majors.
Well, yeah, but it's all by the communications to people in their departments about how they have everything, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, he gets done with his warm-up tosses, and friends of all kinds here at McKeon Park. That dog is here every single game. I have seen him down there with the bandana. Sometimes he's taking a nap. Sometimes he's up meeting new people.
Yeah. Up and getting ready to roll here.
The duality of dog.
Hey, we're in the dog days of summer here on Cape Cod.
Mm-hmm.
Garen Caulfield will come in and lead off the top of the fourth. Wareham looking to get back into this one as a 93-mile-an-hour fastball misses low. Caulfield hitting .289 with a home run and 6 runs batted in on the season. Second pitch on the way, a swing and a miss. Popped out of the glove of Thompson, but I don't think he got any piece of that. So on the day for Roby, 3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all 3 of them earned, a walk and 3 strikeouts. 1-1, swing and a miss. Good pitch, up and in. Now that reads 51 miles an hour, but I really am quite certain that that was not 51, 93, according to TrackMan. That's a lively 93 as well. 1-2, down low.
And that's a great sequence right there, dropping it back down to an 83-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch that broke way out of the zone to see how close he could get Caulfield to go thinking about it. Does a good job of giving him to try and leave it, and he does. But now a 2-2 count.
Foul tipped, and that got a piece of Thompson, who falls to the ground. They're going to give him a moment to walk this off. Jeff Murcell, the home plate umpire, will go out and visit with Basara.
Quickly, Tyler Spicer, athletic trainer, skipper Eric Beatty are out to have a conversation with their catcher Thompson. Just how it caught on the inside here. But Thompson looks to be pretty solid here. Stretching it out here a little bit.
Yeah, one of those stingers. Not sure where it got him, but he's up, walking around, and looks like he will stay in this game. Those catchers, man, sometimes they take a beating. Baseball's flying at them as much as in the high 90s. All the respect in the world to anyone that's willing to strap on those knee straps. Caulfield fouls it back and stays alive. And it's hot too. With all that gear, I mean, come on, it feels like what was it, 90 on the weather graphic?
Could be a lot worse.
The breeze has died down as well. 2-2 to Caulfield, pop foul. Harbor Hawks also in attendance tonight, real Harbor Hawks.
Yeah, the Osprey up there, close to the port. It's a seafaring bird. He's making sure he's making his appearance known here, protecting the nest.
Great camera work by our crew. Pitch to Caulfield is poked foul again. Look out, Osprey. That misses him.
Yeah, now 8 pitches. This will be the 8th on Caulfield here, so it's been a good battle. He looked to have been fooled earlier in the at-bat, but he's just putting in defensive swing after defensive swing, hoping he gets his pitch.
Another 2-2 on the way. Caulfield takes strike 3 call, a fastball on the inner third of the plate at 94 miles an hour. And Basara has his first strikeout as a Hawk.
You talk about a fastball run from Basara, doing a great job to run inside on him. Does fabulous, a lively 94 fastball. Basara wins the 9-pitch at-bat at a 2-2 count. Great piece of hitting.
Yadi Hernandez up now. Takes one in the dirt. Back towards us. Getting ready in another race to the plate. And this time a fight for it. And Hyannis is up 3-0 on the ball boy races.
Look at that smile. Means something out there today.
1-0. Swing and a miss.
Becerra doing a great job of commanding the zone. Another guy so gracious to have the opportunity, even though it's later in the season, to come up to Cape Cod and pitch.
Pitch misses down. And he's got the shadows favoring him right now, as you can see on our center field camera. There's that one shadow from a tree down the third base line that is affecting the view of the baseball as it comes in. Down and in for ball 3. With Josh Stevenson on deck. There's Ozzie making an appearance today.
Feel bad for whoever's in that Ozzie costume today. That is a drencher.
3-1 is a fly ball to right. Taylor comes in and makes the play. He's got center field range, playing in a corner outfield position, and a whole pack of geese fly overhead. You can hear it on the crowd mic.
And once again, you look at this outfield today, Mitchell, Earhart, and Taylor. This is about as great of an outfield you can have. It is red lights across with their arm strength, their range, their tracking ability, and their knowledge of McKeon Park. All three of them have played here. Really great outfield, but on top of it, understand the dimensions of each specific position because they've all played in left, center, and right previously. They've not been just a dictation of a single position. They've been doing a great job of moving around the outfield.
Stevenson watches ball 1 and now watches ball 2. Just over an hour into this game, and only in the top of the 4th. Stevenson, a little slow ground ball to the right side. Snow waits for it, slings it to first in time, and Hyannis still up 4-3. The Hawks are hot, and they are out here at McKeon Park. Hyannis by 1.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor.
It's a sign that this is a business you can trust.
Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
Welcome back to McKeon Park. A pie eating contest once again today. But Cape Cod just isn't any community. It's our community. At Cape Cod Healthcare, our mission is to provide exponential high-quality care for our neighbors. That says exceptional high-quality care for our neighbors. And visitors is at the core of everything we do, from wellness incentives and preventive screenings to leading-edge technology and specialized clinical expertise. Our dedicated team is committed to delivering care that enhances the well-being of all in this special region. Cape Cod Healthcare congratulates the Cape Cod Baseball League on its 100-year anniversary and is proud to be the league's official healthcare sponsor. Learn more at capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare, caring, commitment, community. Bennett Thompson leads off the bottom of the fourth for the Hawks and watches a ball low. Writer Matt Coates with high all over the face, popped up behind home plate and foul. Matt Coates, a part of the great writing team.
We're able to get a pinch hitter up here today as well. Mike Maynard for us.
Down and in.
Yeah, right.
I was scared for a second there was an actual pinch hitter on the field.
No.
Like, whoa.
Pinch hitter up here in the broadcast booth. Mike Maynard doing a fabulous job on camera for us today.
All those great Harbor Hawks and a high fly ball to left. Mitchell is going to wait an hour for it to come down and make the play for out number one, but Mike Maynard playing camera for us. There you see it, great shot, but he was also responsible for the Harbor Hawks shot up on the lights.
Hey, here we go, Zach. Let's go, babe.
Here comes Zach Earhart. Thompson flew it to left, just got under it. Yeah, have to imagine that he got it. If he got it more purely, it would be well over that left field wall. And with Earhart at the plate, the top of the order up. There's Matt Coates, post-pie eating contest. Little fist pump. 1-1. And goes the other way. Long run for Bozer towards the right field line. It makes the play. Nice running catch from Bobby Bozer. And there's two away.
Great track there that he's able to follow it the entire way. And with great speed in that right field position, does a good job to get over there in time. Now two away quickly.
Fly balls to each of the corner outfielders. And now it's Nick Mitchell, who pulls it on the ground to the right side, but Hussey fields it cleanly and steps on the bag for out number 3. So a quick inning here for Wareham. And to the fifth we go. It's 4-3 Hawks.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why'd he sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
4-3 Hyannis, and let's take a look at how these two teams shape up against each other.
Let's put on our glasses here, gentlemen. Let's go into the fabulous world of statistics. As I know all three of us have glasses.
Sunglasses over here
Yeah,
for
sunglasses.
Me.
So let's look at your BA, which is 277 for the Harbor Hawks, which is first right now in the Cape Cod Baseball League. While on the other side, Wareham 231, they are in last place. Now let's push on into the ERA. 409, middle of the pack right now for Hyannis. And then on the other side for Wareham, they are second to last with a 5.76 ERA. And now this is our specialty. We always talk about that third column. OBP, on-base percentage, is struggling for Wareham. They have just struggled to get runners on. They are 340 right now as a team. That is last in 10th, while Hyannis is 376 in third, almost going for 20% of the time that they've been able to get on base. But that's huge right now. And for today, it seems like Wareham has answered their problems of being able to get runners on. It's now getting those hits to get them across.
And if you expand that and incorporate slugging a little bit, Wareham's still last at 673 in OPS, and Hyannis at second with 775 OPS. It's the first pitch to Cologne, drops in for a strike. It just goes to show Hyannis's combination of getting on and power is so deadly.
And it was never about if they had it. It was about when they were going to kick that into gear. We saw so many flashes of it and how they weren't able to string it all together earlier in the early goings. But now, I mean, this is a team that's a force that can be reckoned with any team out here, or you could even travel all around the country to different collegiate leagues, and they'll be up for anybody.
And through talking to longtime and Hall of Fame manager John Schiffner of the Chatham Anglers, most likely will go into the Hall of Fame here soon for him.
Check swing, no swing.
As he says, there's two deadly combinations in Cape Cod Baseball League. When a team is playing well and they have camaraderie in the dugout. If they are playing well and they have camaraderie in the dugout, he's like, there's a very hard team to beat when you have those two things. And right now, from our indication, that's what Hyannis has at this moment. Is they have a will to want to win for each other, and then they're just playing great baseball at the right time. And when you combine those two things, that makes you a really deadly team down the stretch.
And we see it all the time in our pregame shows. With myself, you saw Elijah Hainline stepping into the discussion with Coach Johnny Davis. We've highlighted a few times the bromance between Darren Horn and Jamie Arnold. It just seems like this team is so together. And when you have a team that is as together as this team, being able to play for each other, playing for their manager, who also busted out those orange jerseys when they were in a bit of a slump, that's what snapped them out of it. It's just, it says so much about that team. Everybody trying to play for each other, doing everything they can.
Cologne lines the 3-2 pitch into center field in front of Earhart. He's aboard, just like back in the first. He is the second hit of the game, the Missouri Tiger, and Wareham has something brewing in the fifth. But every time we talk to anybody in that dugout or anybody a part of this organization, you get the feeling that everybody has such a great feeling of togetherness, and this is going to end the day here. And Hyannis will call to the bullpen for a new pitcher. It's 4-3 Harbor Hawks on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Diet Coke? Who are you, my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about? Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
David Case, the new pitcher for Hyannis.
David Case transferring into Grand Canyon to finish out a little bit of his collegiate career, the junior. Has a 3.0 ERA here on the Cape, 1.33 whip through 6 innings pitched. Later arrival. Last appearance came on the 24th, a Monday at Falmouth. Pitching 2 innings of scoreless ball, only gave up a hit. Struck out 3 through 7 batters faced. He wants to compound on that outing because it was a circle in the books if you're watching David Case, because that just showed you how much arm strength he has and how much command he has of the zone as well.
Yeah, that Falmouth appearance is really where he announced himself. You guys went through his line there, and that's what he's capable of. We had seen him be a little bit rougher out in the first few outings, but that's just feeling out what the Cape feels like. And it's around that second, third start where most guys, or second, third appearance, where most guys really get it together, and that's where Case has shown it. And if he's going to be an integral part of this bullpen, as he seems to be at this point going into the playoffs as well, this is what he's going to have to do, is, as you said, Jacob, compound on his last appearance, and I expect him to do so.
Yeah, Case, a guy coming onto the Cape, he was playing for El Camino College in the spring, had 10 starts on the year, only a 1.09 ERA, 6-0 record. That's where you want your record.
And some people might gripe saying it's JUCO ball. There is a high level of talent no matter where you play, especially in pitching, that you have to fight yourself into position time and time again.
His first task will be Gonzalez with a speedy runner at first. He takes down and in for ball 1. That's Cologne. (1-0), taken for a strike at 85. Cam Smith playing the bunt with his toes on the infield grass. Pitch on the way, grounded to Snow at second. He throws to Gazdar for 1. On the lane at first, in time. And immediately coming in is Case, and he's on the case. Getting a double play.
Great double play turn. We talk about the connection starting to build, and now you slot in Snow for Hainline between Gazdar. Snow doing a great job to read it, and even a better throw by Gazdar. Puts it out far enough for Lane off of first base to be able to get in there and now be able to turn. That's huge.
And when you have a guy with hands as safe as John Gazdar at short, you expect that play to be made every single time, and it basically is with Gazdar. A really, really nice turn from him.
Sherrod stands in. 23rd double play turned of the year for the Hawks. And if you noticed going into that play, Eric Snow, the second baseman, was playing nearly in between first and second, not at traditional double play depth, and pulled in. He was perfectly positioned to turn 2.
That's part of the analytics that we talk about for baseball ops, is being able to know where hitters like to go.
Sherrod takes a strike, 2-2.
And when you have that ability and you have those scouting reports put together, that makes coaches' positionings that much easier, and you're able to communicate to your team, and also you're building trust with your defenders as well.
Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Dirty off-speed pitch that dives out of the zone, and Hyannis preserves a 4-3 lead. David Case, great outing. Throws an inning. Hyannis up by 1. We'll be back on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are, they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own. You turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
You're a bad mother.
Welcome back to McKeon Park, where the lights at McKeon Park stay bright all season long thanks to the NAC Cape Cod. The NAC offers 2 convenient locations, Hyannis and Orleans, both offering delicious burgers, taco sandwiches, and more. Visit thenacapecod.com to order online today. The NAC Cape Cod is proud to be the Light Up the Park sponsor of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks all season long. And one of those Harbor Hawks has been red hot all season long, and that's Cam Smith, the man that stands in. Smith, coming into this game red hot, has extended his hitting streak to 20 games with a single and a double to his name today, including a 2-run double in the second. That hitting streak began all the way back on July 3rd. And in addition to that, he now has a 30-game on-base streak.
I think right now he's making a case to become the MVP, and I think it's very hard-pressed.
1-1 pulled foul. He's up there with Hunter Hines, Derek Bender, Joe Oyama. All those guys jockeying for position in the MVP race. 2-1, foul back.
There's just not a guy that's leading the leaderboard as much as Smith is. You look, he's third in batting average. He's third in home runs with 6. He is fourth in RBIs with 23. He's tied for second with triples. See, another leader in doubles. He's third in slugging. I really am struggling to figure out how he can't be in the conversation because he is such a complete baseball player, both in the box but also defensively.
Takes down and in, and he might not be a leader in every category, but he's in the top 3 or 4 or 5 in every single category, which is something that pretty much nobody else can say. 2-2, tapped foul again.
Keep battling.
And it's that consistency, that ability to play in so many different ways that's so valuable.
Yeah, he's also leading the league in runs by 9 over the next closest guy, which is his teammate Nick Mitchell, as well as also leading the league in hits too. So overall, just such a well-rounded hitter. We're seeing him battle real good here. And if you're looking at more things, his defense has also been so underrated this year. So in terms of roundedness, I don't think you're finding a better player on the Cape than Cam Smith is.
9th pitch of the at-bat coming to him, and it's another foul ball. His at-bat is into double digits.
And this is what makes him so special, is being to stay disciplined in the box. Although he has all these accolades like we talk about, sometimes you want to get a little trigger heavy, you want to be aggressive. But he stays firm in the box and lets the pitches come to him.
Slapped foul again. One hops over the bullpen as the arms will vacate the arm barn, getting out of the way of that one.
Come on, Cam.
Now,
win the battle now.
11th pitch of the at-bat on its way to Smith. 2-2, fouled again.
He's got to get new balls here.
I know.
Jeff Merzell, the home plate umpire, is calling for the Bat Boys, a very impromptu in-at-bat call to the guys over behind the L screen to go grab new balls.
Normally you do it in anticipation of running out of balls, but he just did it in the middle of an at-bat, and Smith takes down and in, and finally the count has run full.
This is a crazy at-bat here. Now the 13th pitch to come.
3-2 on the way. Smith swings and misses. Still a really great at-bat.
Good at-bat. Good at-bat, Cam.
Think you can call that a quality at-bat?
Yeah.
I think so.
That is a quab indeed. Already got a call for new balls again, Jeff Merzell does.
So Ike comes to the plate, having lined out in the second and flew out in the opening frame. Hyannis picked up all 4 of their runs in the first and the second innings. A swing and a miss. It's 1-1. The ground ball to short. Cologne boots it, throw across the infield. Great recovery from the Tiger. And there's 2 away.
Great play by Cologne. Bobbles it there. Had his alligator down. Didn't close it, though. And just lets it go under it, but hits the tip of the leather that it's able to stay put and gets caught up in the clay on the dirt. And then with his promptness of finding that it was right below his gloves, able to barehand it, pick it up, and get there in time. Just great throw of arm strength.
Similar to Thompson there, that's just a play that makes you realize Cologne is just such a natural at shortstop that if he makes that play, he knows exactly how to adapt. That's a guy who plays there his whole career and knows exactly how to feel it despite being at an away ballpark. So really good play from Cologne to be able to recover.
Taylor, the third hitter of the inning, waves and misses. And it's 0-2. Taylor 2 for 2 with an RBI single in the first and another single in the second, takes just outside.
Taylor, we talk about coming off an all-star break and how guys can change. That's a 2-day break. They don't normally get those if you weren't in the all-star game. And ever since then, he has been lighting it up.
Fly ball to right. Bozer goes back. He's at the track. He's at the wall, and it bounces off the bottom of it. Taylor motors into second. That had some carry to it.
Well, Taylor, you deserve every bit of that celebration. You talk about since the All-Star break, he has come on right now and does a great job of getting all of that. And Bozer misplays it there, comes in a little bit, but it's such a hard hit ball on a high fence that you're going to see him go down and grab it there a little bit and is able to get across and does a good job to now put himself on second with 2 outs.
90 miles an hour off the bat, and that wind is blowing straight out to center field, and Alex Lane takes a strike.
Yeah, where that flagpole is out in right center field, it's just blowing straight out. So you could think that Bozer had it tracked well, but the ball just could have taken off on him, getting caught up in the wind there, allowing Taylor to advance.
Outside, ball 1, excuse me.
Because it looked like Bozer had a beat on it, but then the ball must have just taken off and it hits off the bottom of the wall. It didn't look like it had too much carry to it, but the wind can really help it sometimes.
I feel like in the length of this year, watching batting practice every day, watching every game every single day, I feel like we've gotten really good at recognizing balls that are hit really well and balls that are hit very well, and that just didn't have the feel to a ball that was hit all that hard, but it just kept carrying and carrying and carrying and made its way all the way to the wall.
We talk about the wind today that's starting to blow out as well, right at that flagpole that was hit directly there
I
to
know
the
you
Nantucket.
couldn't feel it. I know you couldn't feel it earlier, but it has been blowing all day. Swing and a miss from Lane. And they're going to call him out. He thought he foul tipped it, and it sounded like he did in our crowd mic, and immediately the umpires are going to get together. And B.J. Johnson and Eric Beatty immediately come in after that and say that it was a foul tip. Now, Wareham has completely vacated the field. They think that this is going to call him. They're going to call him out. Wow. All right. So that is a strikeout to end the 5th, and we head to the 6th. Hyannis up 1.
Retirement strategies come in all shapes and sizes. One strategy does not fit all when it comes to reaching your retirement goals. And considering all your options may be, well, more than you want to think about. So whether you're looking to retire or already living in retirement, you need a strategy tailor-made for you.
Fairway Financial can create a personal retirement strategy just for you, designed to take care of you and your loved ones. Call us today at 508-398-3337.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference. Leave your mark. Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Case back out for a second inning of work. Hyannis up 4-3, and he looked really good in that one inning he had with 5th.
Yeah, you look at Case doing a great job coming in. That's what you want your relief pitcher to do. Come in, get the next 2 batters, one off the double play, and the one swinging on the strikeout does a great job to respond. I go into the 6th with a run cushion right now, Case has, and trying to just see the minimum if you're Case to try and continue to push forward.
So his tasks will be Hussey, Bozer, and Hott. Only one hit between those 3 hitters due up. That was a double by Bozer in the 3rd. First pitch. just off the plate outside. One 0 on the way. Skips about 3 feet in front of home plate. Ball 2.
Now a heavy breeze pushing out as a ball trickles in from the Wareham bullpen down the line all the way past home plate.
So 2-0 the count after the slight delay. Pitch to Hussey is up and in.
Come on, Case.
And called ball 3. 86 miles an hour. Three 3-0 the count. Pitch misses down and away, and a 4-pitch walk to open up the 6th. That'll bring up Bobby Bozer. You can see the green Oregon cleats from Eric Snow from all the way here.
Yeah, those are.
We got to ask him about that.
Have to be a loner.
Squares to bunt, and it goes straight back into the net.
Yeah, that's a good pitch there from Case. Understanding the situation, how Wareham are only down a run. Yeah, there they are again. Snow's going to have to use those if there is going to be a bunt on here, knowing where to cover. But, again, good pitch from Case, going high, knowing that there could have been a potential bunt on.
0-1 on the way. Missed high, fastball. University of Oregon, of course, featured Riku Nishida on the year this year. No longer does because he's playing in the minor leagues. He got drafted.
Yeah, for the White Sox.
Great contact hitter, a fan favorite from the Harbor Hawks last year. 1-2 to Bozer, up and away. Good pitch in theory, but it ended up being non-competitive and a little bit too high. But he's got the sights raised. We'll see if he comes back with a breaking ball. With Hussey at first and nobody out in the inning. It's a breaking ball, fouled back.
What I think I love about Case is he's a coach for AAU teams when he's away from the game of baseball. Did it all throughout high school, did it a little bit in college as well. Is that he's also a coach as well as a player.
And they got him. The throw to first pulled Alex Lane off the bag. He jumped for it. And not sliding was Hussey, and that cost him because he went back standing, and Lane was able to get the tag down.
And that goes right back to you as that coaching mentality Case has, is that he understood that he saw large enough of a lead and how he was going to attempt to go about it, and then checks over.
2-2 is lined to left. Out now, in is Mitchell. He dives and he can't get it. It trickles away from him, which will allow Bozer to take second, and he didn't slide there. Wareham doesn't want to get dirty right now, but with one out, there's a double, and the Gatemen are back in business.
Now, how big is that pickoff right there? Now, instead of there being runners on second and third and nobody out, it's just a runner on second and one out for Hot here. So this is a big opportunity for Case. He took advantage of a mistake from Hussey, so now he just needs 2 as opposed to all 3, and only has 1 runner in scoring position as opposed to 2.
104 miles an hour off the bat, and an 88-mile-an-hour fastball misses up and away to Hot. Byram Hot, he struck out in the 3rd and flew out in the 1st. Watches up and away. Was robbed by Earhart, who made a sliding catch in the 1st. Again, this outfield defense has been just so good all year. And the aggressiveness. You love the aggressiveness there from Mitchell to lay out for it. Ultimately ends up costing him, but that's a ball that he comes up with a lot of the time.
You have clear bases. You have a pitcher that's dominating the zone. That's a great call by Mitchell, in my opinion, to go out and lay out for. And he had a great opportunity to lay out for it. Just took a nasty hop at the last second.
Hot, a looper down the right field, long run for Taylor, and he watches it go foul. Again, the range from Taylor, the range from Earhart, the range from Mitchell, and arms all across the outfield as well.
They've really got 3 center fielders. It's just they're playing in 3 different positions. To be able to have that range to either side is so huge for this defense.
2-2 to Byram Hott. Swing and a miss, he got him. Nice pitch, and there's 2 away.
Great breaking ball at 78 miles an hour that dunks out of the zone. Great chasing pitch there that's able to go and grab it. And now 2 away with a runner on second. Case feeling a little more confident in his outing here. He's got 2 banked.
So here's Caulfield. 2 outs and a runner at second. First pitch skips in, and Thompson made another good block, got to it quickly as it trickled behind the plate, and holding at second is Bozer.
Yeah, that one actually did get by him, but because Thompson made a good stop to begin with, it didn't trickle too far behind him, and that allows Bozer to stay at second. They will count that as a mound meeting.
So Caulfield ahead in the count, 1-0. But that runner stays put at second. Pitch on the way from Case is a line drive to right field, but Taylor barely has to move for it, and out of the jam is David Case. So Hyannis up 4-3, and now let's send it down to Brielasic.
You've been to Harbor Hawks games before. You've seen the Beatty boys for sure. That's Tate and Jackson, and those are Coach Beatty's 2 sons, and they love being here. They'll be on the field during BP, fielding ground balls, taking BP with the team. They just love being around their dad, and especially the players. They look up to them so much. So much, in fact, that Tate even brought a little bit of another player home to him last season. Riku Nishida gave Tate his old glove that he used all last year, let him take it home, and Tate used it for every single game that he played in for the past year. And Molly, his mom, said he never took it off. He still wears it to every single Harbor Hawks game. And she just said that Riku is a huge inspiration for both of her boys, and that a lot of these players this year as well are too. They said that they're learning a ton from them, especially Brody Donay and Cam Smith have really taken a liking to the boys and have helped them out a ton. So you never know what they'll learn here, and maybe both of them will be up here in Hyannis in a couple years too. Back to you guys.
Hey, Bria, I know we've seen their skill set on full display during Blitzball. I think both of them that have a great opportunity to go play pro. I think they both have the skill sets that their dad had.
Oh, 100%. I mean, especially Jackson right now, the older one. He's working on all of his different pitches. He's going to have a huge arsenal when he grows up. I mean, even right now he does, but he's definitely working on them every single day.
Yeah, I was going to say, his pitching arsenal can beat mine any day, and he's already 11. So, hey, good for you, Jackson. Good for you, man.
Right?
We saw him
strike
out.
I only have a 4-seam, Jacob.
Oh, only a 4. Hey, I only got a curveball, Bria, so don't even worry about it.
We saw him strike out a Division II baseball player in Cole Vellis, one of our baseball ops guys, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. Great athletes down there. Thank you, Bria, as always.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Awesome stuff. And now Hyannis will look to expand upon their 1-run lead.
Now, just going back to that, I mean, 2 better of guys in Cam Smith and Brody Donay to be taking a liking to the kids as well. I mean, both spectacular ball players, but both great guys as well. Influencers and role models on both sides. Just 2 great guys to go along with the ball players. Just such such great stuff brewing. As we always talk about how important the families are to building the culture up here on Cape Cod. It's just spectacular to see.
Think about those kids. You get to spend the summer on Cape Cod.
Come on.
We get to do it as college students, but think about how much mini golf and beach time you can get as a kid.
Come on now.
Thinking about the amount of mini golf that I played as a kid, that's scary.
We always talk about Pirates Cove. If you're associated within the Cape Cod Baseball League, you get a free. Go in there and say, hey, my dad's the coach. I think they might let him play for a little bit.
I think so. I sure hope so.
Jake Flaherty, the pitcher for Wareham. First pitch is inside.
Faraday out of Georgetown, Kentucky, and the University of Arkansas.
Misses inside to Gazdar. Two 2-0 to John, the shortstop today for the Hawks. First pitch is grounded sharply to short, but Cologne fields it nicely, throws across the infield, and he has had a very nice game from one of the tougher defensive positions on the field.
Another great throw over. Jake Faraday has a special part in my heart because he's got a couple rec specs. Look at those shades. Look at those. The guys up here know that I rock the rec specs when we play pickleball and other things. He's got the shades on right there, clear. Rec specs, Oakley's, a little more stylish than mine.
So do you have like a knowledge of all the players that have worn glasses?
So funny enough, my dad back home who's watching, Dad, I'm sorry, I'm going to give away your nickname. His high school nickname was Sabo for the Major League Baseball player that wore rec specs at the pro level.
Snow a ground ball, another chance for Cologne, who throws off balance and gets the speedy Snow, and there's two away.
So yeah, when you have those opportunities, get to wear some glasses. Got to make sure you see out there. I don't understand. People always are quick to go to the contact route. Think of how much dirt can get in those contacts. Think about you got to poke your eye every day. Glasses are by far the easier.
Tyler Clippard. Is the name that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Who was the guy? He was a lefty for the A's who wore big glasses. I can't remember his name.
Thompson takes a strike.
It might have been Eric Sogard, producer Nico. You might be right about that.
I should know this, but I don't. Sogard, I remember Sogard. 0-1 is a high pop-up, left side of the infield. Hott and Cologne converging on it, and J.C. Cologne has put away every out of the sixth. So to the seventh we go. Hyannis up 4-3 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor.
It's a sign that this is a business you can trust.
Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
Dennis Colleran in for the Hawks, but first, the wait is almost over, guys. Floor & Decor is coming to Hyannis on September 21st. Get ready for unbelievable everyday low prices on tile, wood, snow, laminate, vinyl, installation materials, and more. Our high-end quality selection can't be beat, so mark your calendars for September 21st for Floor & Decor's grand opening in Hyannis. At Floor & Decor, you'll discover thousands of in-stock products at a price you'll love. We promise you, you have never experienced anything like it, but soon you can. Come and explore Floor & Decor, opening in Hyannis on September 21st. I'm excited about that. I'm also excited about Dennis Colleran.
Yeah, Dennis Colleran out of Northeastern had a 2.45 ERA. Didn't have any opportunities to play coming off of rehabbing an injury for the Huskies this year. The guy through talking to him, excited that summer ball exists for this exact reason, that I may have lost my spring season, but hey, that doesn't mean I can't go out and pitch in the summer and contribute to a team. And he says being a part of a team again is huge. Once again, that's something you lose sometimes in that rehabbing ability, is you feel a loss of a sense of that team because you're not playing for them every day. But here gets a reestablished team, and then is able to, especially with his fastball that has so much run, is a huge contributor to this team.
Yeah, and you just saw in those stats that in his time, he came maybe a little bit late, but he's been used in bulk, and for good reason. He's got 2 strikeouts for every walk that he throws. He touches about 97, even 98 on the gun sometimes when he tops out. So this is a guy that you want to be able to have as a guy who you can really build off of. You can maybe get 2 innings out of him, make him like a longer setup man. And even when he goes back to Northeastern, if he can find that arm strength, he could even become a closer if he can develop those pitches as well. So this is a guy, when you look at him as a scout, he's very developable in any part of the bullpen. That's why guys love him so much.
Here's Yadi Hernandez, takes a ball low. His last appearance came on Tuesday at Chatham. 1-0, low again. He went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, but no runs. 2 walks and 3 strikeouts also to his name. Sitting in the mid-90s right now, swinging a foul tip into the glove of Thompson. It's 2-1. Any guy that can ramp up velocity but also locate those pitches. If you throw hard and can locate it, especially on the inner third of the plate to any hitter, it's so valuable because it's so hard to get your hands around on it. You got to start your swing extra early.
Throws hard, and that's what matters.
Hernandez will draw the walk. Good at-bat from him, and Colleran immediately allows a base runner.
Colleran has worked with a little bit of traffic behind him. That should nothing be able to worry of. But we'll have a pinch runner here for the Gatemen.
3-7.
So in stands Josh Stevenson. Runner at first, nobody out. First pitch, rushes him back.
Yeah, it's Corey Morton at first base from Norwalk, Connecticut. Tends Yukon, the senior.
Throw over to check on Morton. He's back safely. Morton brings a good amount of speed. You can understand why they put him into this situation. 2 stolen bases on the year. 2-0 on the way. Misses outside. Excuse me. The 1-0. Infield at double play depth. Snow, again, we mentioned it earlier in the game when they turned that double play in the 5th. He's playing pretty much directly in between first and second base. Pulled in a little bit. Popped foul down the left field line. Worked out for him last time, but there's a ground ball to John at short. He's going to have to wait a while for Snow to cover that bag. We've seen him do that a couple of times this year with the shift. It's 2-1. Pitch on the way to Stevenson. He foul tips it into Thompson's glove. Hyannis, not a heavy shifting team, but they'll break out the shift ever so slightly and try and position their defenders in the correct position. YD now, that's a heavy shifting team.
They look at those analytics and they know, and they look at the poll. We saw it at Dunkin' Donuts Park on Wednesday.
2-2. Ooh. Good pitch upstairs at 96 miles an hour.
Yeah, we saw the shift against Zach York where Day was in shallow right field with Hardy playing directly over second base on that overshift on the right side of the infield.
It wasn't even shallow right field.
No.
He was so far back. Stevenson takes strike 3 call on the outer third of the plate. And he thought it was ball 4, but nonetheless, there's 1 out.
Yeah, great pitch, 95 miles an hour. Collins's able to juice him up. And the outer part of the strike zone does a good job there.
So now the lineup card flips over, and it's J.C. Cologne. A lot of speed on the field right now for Wareham. With Morton at first. Cologne takes outside.
Bit of speed in Collins's arm, though. This is a guy who throws fast, and being able to get it home quicker is a way that you can control the run game, which Hyannis has gotten a lot better at doing as the season has gone on.
Swing and a miss. Swung right through a fastball. 94. Collier, a guy that really reaches back every now and then, but typically sits mid-90s. Pitch is squibbed foul. As that flag is really whipping around at right center field.
Yeah, you have a little bit of some weather that's coming in, and it can brew at any moment with how high the humidity is and how high the heat is.
1-2 to Cologne, misses upstairs. 95.
The surrounding New England area is expected to get a little bit of thunderstorms tonight when we talk about the high humidity mixing.
2-1 is inside, gets away from the catcher Thompson, but he tracks it down nicely.
He was so fast off his feet there, out of his squat. It popped out. It seemed like he was up and out of his motion and out of his squat before it even had landed. Really good awareness from Thompson there to be able to keep the pinch runner Morton at first.
3-2 on the way. Runner goes, misses upstairs, ball 4, and there's first and second with only 1 out.
Hey, come on, Dennis.
Now with 2 on, Collier facing heavy traffic behind him, but once again, you have the opportunity to turn a double play, especially with this stellar middle infield between Gazdar and Snow that's already turned their 23rd of the season today.
And timeout called. Thompson comes out to the mound to meet with Collier. Tying run at second, go-ahead run at first for the Gatemen, who again are 6-11 when they score first, and they scored first today. 5-5 in 1-run games. Pitch is tipped off the mask of Thompson, but immediately shakes it off.
He's taking a beating back there today.
There's some games that catchers just seem like they're magnets. This is one of them for Thompson. He's okay, though. 0-1. Missed outside.
Come on, 3-7.
Hyannis has not scored since the second. Wareham has not scored since the third. Pitching has taken center stage in the middle innings, and he locates that one on the middle of the plate.
When we talk about those thirds and the 3 battles of the game,
yes,
I almost feel like we haven't seen this in the middle innings. It seems like that's where there is the most action for these games offensively. And here, it's just been completely neutralized in those early innings, especially after there was early action.
And this goes back to how you were so key in how both teams decided to make their pitching changes, because you look at Roby only went 3 innings, and then it was Becerra, Case, and now Collins's in here. So they haven't had that second time up to really get adjusted to the pitching, where we see second time through is where you start to see those hits.
Missed upstairs. It's 2-2. 96 miles an hour.
Yeah, now once they've gotten out to this lead here, I guess since they saw that this is a one-run lead, they still want to play their cards to Hyannis very carefully, and understandably so, as Wareham have threatened once or twice in these middle innings as we get to the last third.
2-2 is foul tipped into Thompson's glove. Strike 3.
And that's a great battery partner because you see Thompson come out with about the biggest fist bump you can have and understanding that that's a huge out in this situation and for the rest of the game, especially what has happened around the league, which we'll talk about in the bottom of the 7th, that if Hyannis can hold on tonight, could be really large implications for their chase for the 1 spot.
If you're a Harbor Hawk fan and you don't like it too, stick around. Oh boy, do we have a story to tell you. Strike 1 is located in there to Sharon.
I think that's actually going to keep him around here, Mick?
I think so.
I think so. I
Let's
hope
hope
so.
If you're a fan of runs, missed upstairs, let's just say there's a lot of them coming out of the...
Say it looks like the scoreboard is showing a different sport. That's how many runs there are up there.
1-1. Missed down.
Come on.
A lot of offense around the league today that will be able to catch you up in the bottom of the 7th.
Shared 1 for 3. Missed down. Part of it, what feels like an offensive surge as guys start to get adjusted to the wood bats.
You also have a couple arms leaving, some of the arms that were used heavily throughout the year. They're reaching their pitch count, their inning max.
Sherrod takes outside, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs.
Go 3-7.
Perhaps more offense coming tonight.
This has been Colleran's inning. There hasn't been a ground ball. It's been 2 strikeouts and 3 walks to get to this point.
Is that Johnny Davis making his way to the mound?
Yes.
So.
All right.
Johnny Davis, interim pitching coach today
for
the Harbor Hawks. Out there having a conversation with Dennis Colleran. John Davis, a current D2 pitcher for nowhere else but Assumption University. A D2 out of the Northeast Conference, the Greyhounds.
I assume Jeff Marcel is going out to break this one up.
Yes, as he does.
Did you get that? Assumption? No? All right. It's just a cool story. So Grant Hussey, Wareham's leading RBI man, stands in with the bases loaded and 2 outs, and he takes a strike.
Irons just got that one.
Oh. Yeah, that one took me a minute, guys. My bad.
It wasn't even that funny.
No, but I couldn't even figure it out.
0-1 is popped up, left side and foul. And out of play.
His realization was funnier there. That was good.
As you guys know, I'm literally the last person on this broadcast team to normally find a joke or a pun anywhere. Bria Losick, our silent reporter, will hit me with at least one today that will at least take me at least to 5 minutes, and then it will finally click over in my brain to be like, oh.
Big pitch here, 0-2 to Hussey, and he tips it foul. Oh, goodness. This is a big at-bat at this point of the game. Bases loaded. Go-ahead run in scoring position at second, represented by J.C. Cologne, who has really good speed. And then the tying run is Morton at third, and he started to take off towards home plate. There's a high fly ball to right. Taylor ranges back at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Grant Hussey has given Wareham the lead with a grand slam in the top of the 7th.
What a piece of hitting. Grant Hussey taking that one 325 feet over the fence and touching the trees on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball on the inside part of the plate. Exited at 97 miles per hour and a big grand slam to get the Gatemen back out in front here that's trying to make a little bit of a playoff push. We talked about it. Wareham's in desperate measures to try and force themselves into the playoffs, and they're playing like it right now.
Here's Bobby Bozer who takes a strike. That one, a fastball up and in, not a bad pitch at all from Colleran. It's where you want to locate your fastball, especially if you have that much velo, but Hussey with the quick hands getting around on it.
And if you're Hussey, that's where you want to locate the ball as well. That's about the area that's blowing all the way out to out in right field. Off the bat, it just looked like a pretty high fly ball, but again, he hit it high enough that it might have gotten caught up in the wind there, and it sends it even a little bit further, far enough to give him the lead.
Popped up to the right side. Lane in foul territory will watch it go towards the turtle and out of play. So 1-2 as Colleran looks to bounce back after the grand slam that has put the Gatemen up 3 runs. One, two, chop foul. So Hyannis will want to break out the Cardiac Hawks moniker as they have 9 outs to play with, which we've learned time and time again is more than enough. And down goes Bozer for the 3rd out of the inning, but Wareham takes a 3-run lead in the top of the 7th. We head to the bottom half and stretch on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen.
Hell, Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you on a club with?
All about it. Hell, Mama.
7th inning means it's chicken dance time here from McKeon Park, our writing team, along with Bria Losick down there. And let's take a look around the league, and boy, do we have a lot to talk about.
Doubleheader, Orleans and Chatham, 1 game in the books right now. And top of the 5th, Chatham leading Orleans 2-1. A final already in the books. It was an offensive explosion for the Commodores at Lowell Park. 27 runs across the plate for Cotuit's only 2. YD right now leading 14-0 over the Bourne Braves in the top of the 7th at Doran Park. And then in the top of the 5th, Harwich exploding their offense as well against the Brewster Whitecaps, 13-4. And then here just saw a grand slam by Grant Hussey to put Wareham up by 3, 7-4. Offense galore on this Friday night and this last Friday night of the regular season on the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Now, we can't just throw this up on the screen and not talk about it for not longer. 27-2?
Now, how about almost half of those runs coming in 1 inning? 14 of those runs coming in the top of the 5th for Falmouth.
Zach Earhart leads it off for the Hawks. Takes the ball low.
And then how about 8 of those runs being brought in by one guy? Travis Bazzana, an all-star for Falmouth, having 7 at-bats in the game and getting a hit in 6 of them. So 6 hits, also 6 runs scored, and then 8 RBI on the day for Travis Bazzana. What a day for him.
You look at Bazzana, Yannick, Darnell, Easy, all had 7 at-bats.
That's unheard of.
They hit around twice in an inning. Did I hear you
Yeah,
say earlier?
they batted around twice in that 14-run inning as Barry Walsh who was the guy who led off that inning. He came to the plate 3 times in that inning.
Wow.
Had 4 plate appearances on the day. He walked once. His other 3 at-bats all came in that top of the 5th. Boy.
How long did that game last?
Not even 3 hours?
High fly ball to left center. Coming in is Stevenson, and he's going to watch it drop into no man's land. Leadoff single for Zach Earhart.
And those are the kinds of hits that jumpstart comebacks. It's your leadoff guy, gives you a little bit of speed, gives you a bit of a boost as well. To see it dunk in, those are ones that you say, yes, I'm very glad that I got on for that. Just finding some space, it brings up a number 2 hitter, a really reliable one too, in Nick Mitchell.
Even if you can just chip away a little bit.
Yeah.
Pick up 1 or 2 in this inning and put yourself within range of overcoming this 3-run deficit. Nick Mitchell watches a ball inside.
Could also see in this situation, if they really want to gamble, they've got Zach York on the bench against the righty pitcher here. So you could see Zach York come off the bench maybe for Ike in that cleanup role.
1-0. Inside, and it gets to the backstop, allowing Earhart to move up 90 feet. Mitchell, Smith, and then Ike, as we're going to have a mound visit here from, I believe that's Casey Scott, the pitching coach for the Gatemen. 2-0 count against Nick Mitchell. We have seen a couple of pitchers pulled in the middle of an inning this season against the Harbor Hawks. Katuitt's done it a couple of times.
Mm-hmm. Orleans as well. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see through the rest of this game how Hyannis utilizes their bench. Mentioned York as well as Brody Donay on the bench today. So they've got a few guys who had the day off initially but could get called into action should they need some more runs as well as hitters later in this game.
2-0 to Mitchell. Downstairs, 3-0. And I'll tell you what, the last thing that you want to do is walk a hitter with Cam Smith standing on deck. Three 3-0 the count, the pitch. Upstairs, ball 4, and that's exactly what he did. Cam Smith will come to the plate representing the tying run.
Yeah, defensive change here behind home plate. Hernandez is out with Lastres in for the Gatemen in the dish.
So here's Smith, one of the more dangerous hitters in this league, one of the hottest hitters in this league. First pitch to him is a check swing foul tip.
Already, Smith, oh, sorry, Mick, go ahead.
Smith yesterday 4 for 5 with 2 runs batted in.
2 for 3 already on the day, single and a double. His double back in the second brought in 2 runs.
So that means he's got 4 runs batted in his last 2 games. The pitch, high pop-up, left side of the infield, drifting over into foul territory is hot, and he missed it. That is costly and allows Smith to stay in the box.
This is not a team you can give second chances to because they're going to punish you, especially a guy in Cam Smith who comes into the day hitting .363. He's the guy you want up with 2 speedy runners on as well as guys in scoring position. You've just given him another chance to live to see another pitch. This is big for Cam Smith. Let's see what he does with this second chance.
Looks like Zach York has grabbed a bat in the hole. 0-2, swing and a miss. He got him, so it doesn't matter. And Smith is set down for the first out of the inning.
Bring up Brandon Ike for Hyannis. You just got to respond. You don't need to get them all here, but you got to try and close the gap to the best of your ability. Try and get one across, get it to a 2-run ball game. Very much a little more manageable than 3 runs. That seems to be a little daunting at times.
Ike 0 for 3 on the day. First pitch is in the dirt and a good block by Lastris, the new catcher.
That's huge because with the speed of Earhart and Mitchell on the bases, anything that gets by Lastris will allow the advancement rather quickly, especially with Earhart, who still has a perfect stolen base record.
1-0. Ike misses inside. The throw goes to second on a double steal, and both of them get in. The throw from Lastris didn't even try to get Earhart at third.
Yeah, that speaks to his speed as well, and now that takes the double play out of order, and a base hit to the outfield gets this back to a one-run game.
Or a fly ball as well.
Or a fly ball.
Because you can able to get the sacrifice, so that's huge that you're able to try and get one across, at least on the sac fly, not just trying to close the gap a little bit.
Count even to Ike as it misses low. And a lost factor of that stolen base, double steal, is that Ike's a righty standing in that right-handed hitter's box, so the throw from Lastris would have been, he'll have to throw around that batter.
Perhaps in his decision-making to go to second instead of third.
2-1. Outside, 93 miles an hour. Ike checked his swing. And now, with Will Taylor on deck, who they have not retired today, you risk walking Ike. Also in that decision to throw to second and throwing around Ike. Ike isn't smallest of guys. He's got a big frame, stands pretty tall as it misses inside, and the bases are now juiced for Will Taylor.
It's got to be a concern for manager Smythe in the Wareham dugout here with Will Taylor coming up. The whale calls will be
out.
Will be out. Will Taylor having a day for himself today, trying to continue it on.
Biggest at-bat of the game to this point. 7-4 Wareham, bottom of the 7th, 1 out. Taylor takes upstairs, and wow, Lastris had to really try to get that one, and he knocks it down, and they have seen enough. So here comes Ryan Smith, the head coach for the Gatemen, and the second mound visit of the inning will induce a pitching change. So with the bases loaded and a 1-0 count to Will Taylor, the Gatemen go to the bullpen. We'll tell you all about the new pitcher on the other side.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are, they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
Be a bad mother.
Bryson Schaefer, the new pitcher for Wareham, will have to tightrope his way out of a bases loaded and 1 out situation here for the Gatemen. He comes into the game with a 6.51 ERA in 19 1/3 innings pitched. Still no record for him, but he has 22 strikeouts to 9 walks.
He has faced Hyannis before here at McKeon Park on July 9th. He pitched 1 inning, gave up 3 runs. All of them were earned on 3 hits. He has a high leg kick. And something that you got to watch in those warm-ups is picking up the ball is going to be really tough off of his hand. He hides it because he turns that body on that high leg kick. You'll watch him here. Watch this hidden ball. It's going to stay behind that glove. See, back's fully turned, and it comes out just as he's about to release it. Does a great job on the rotating hips. We always see Dak Prescott pregame working those hips. That's exactly what Schaefer does here. It's all in the hips right now to try and get those pitches across and be able to protect the pitches and not being able to see them.
You are able to see, watch right here as he comes through on that motion, that he does kind of show the ball when he almost fully turns his back, so much to the point that once the ball's out of his glove, you probably could see it, but very, very slightly. But other than that, it is going to be extremely tough to pick that ball up. It's why they've got Schaefer in here.
And we also talk about a night sky that's also starting to fade in with sunset that's starting to come here.
He comes in the middle of a 1-0 count to Will Taylor with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 7th. Second pitch to Taylor is taken outer third of the plate for a called strike.
Man, how do you face that? You've got the ball completely hidden from you the whole time with a ball running away from a right-handed hitter like that. Boy.
And in addition, the zone may have just expanded a little bit. 1-1. Foul back.
Will, let's go.
This is big. They have faced him before back on the 9th of July. But once again, that feels like ages ago as we sit here on the 28th of July. Almost close to 20 days since they last saw him. So pitchers start to blend together. But right now, Will Taylor's just got to find a way to get a ball in play right now for these Harbor Hawks.
1-2 the count. The pitch drops just high with an off-speed pitch. It's probably not where he wanted it, but still a borderline 50-50 ball that Taylor laid off of. And it's 2-2. Ike at first, Mitchell at second. Pitch is outside, Earhart at third. And the count is full.
Great take there by Taylor at 90. Got a split second to decide. Decides correctly on a ball that slipped out of the zone to see if he could go out and chase on it. But big payoff pitch to come here.
3-2 the count. Taylor 3 for 3 on the day. The pitch. Foul back.
Let's go. Let's go, Will. Come on.
With the 7th pitch of this at-bat to come here.
York, a pinch hitter, standing on deck. Wareham in double play depth. 3-2. Taylor takes outside, ball 4. He's walked in a run, and the lead is cut to 2. That is an unbelievable at-bat from Will Taylor, who was able to, after falling behind in the count, work all the way back and walk.
And now they're bringing up a pinch hitter in Zach York, and this is the guy that they brought in the lefty to get. If you were confused about why there's a lefty in this game to face Will Taylor, well, no. It's to face Zach York. This is the guy that they're worried about. It may not have seemed so scary to allow a run.
First pitch to York, in there for a strike.
And York up against Schaefer already has history. York was able to get an RBI single off of him when they squared off last time. So that is a huge opportunity. That's why you make the move on the bench to bring in Zach York. He has a history. He sees the ball well out of him.
Pitch is in there, strike 2.
Hey, got a battle here for
So quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Again, bases still loaded. The pitch on the way, outside, ball 1.
Good eye.
It's a close 50-50 ball, but you're confident in the zone.
Because Lastris was set up more towards the inside of the plate and had to come all the way out, he wasn't able to frame it back in. Perhaps that played a factor in the ball. 2-1 is chopped foul.
And here's the professionalism in the at-bats right here. He's stayed off a really tough pitch there, off the pitch before, and now he's fouled this one off. He knows that he's been brought in to do damage in this situation, so he needs to find that pitch. He's going to fight until he gets it.
Zach sees a 1-2, pokes it foul. Wow.
I mean, what a slider there. And I think I'm a little bit more impressed with the fact that he got the bat on that. He was fooled there. So a defensive swing at that, but what a swing there to just get a piece on that dirty slider to stay alive.
It was 2-3 inches off the plate. Just threw the bat at it. Another 1-2 on the way. York can nearly hit him.
Go for it, come on.
And the count even at 2-2.
So it's so dangerous to be bringing in a lefty here against York, because you've got Gazdar, Snow, and Thompson, all three right-handed hitters after York here. So this is a big gamble that Wareham is making.
2-2.
Yeah, good.
Called strike 3.
Why was it such a late call?
And York can't believe it. And there's 2 away in the bottom of the 7th.
And now Jeff Morzell having a couple words with skipper Eric Beatty down at third base. But John Gazdar stands in.
He singled back in the second. Boy, could the Harbor Hawks use one of those here. Runner at second. Ike represents the tying run. First pitch. Bends in for a strike. 77 miles an hour on the slider.
That slider has a lot of movement that's able to bring it back into the zone at the last second. It starts out really outside the zone, especially against righties, able to bring it back in.
0-1. Gazdar takes outside.
Come on, John.
And right now,
Get right here, babe.
for Schaefer, these are misses just a couple inches away. These are all borderline calls, as he's very confident in the zone he wants to pitch to.
Check swing, appeal down to first, no swing. Gazdar ahead in the count, 2-1. Runner at third is Mitchell. He doesn't represent as much as Ike at second. Gazdar, line drive up the middle, a base hit. Coming around third is Ike. He will score the tying run. Have yourself a day, John Gazdar. We're tied at 7.
My boy, John.
This is a great piece of hitting here. It's down the middle and able to bring it right back up and dropping it on shallow outfield grass. And once again, we have the speed in the top of the lineup. You talk about lineup construction right now for the Harbor Hawks. That's why you have it constructed as the way you do. You have great speed on Nick Mitchell and Brandon Ike to come around and score to tie this thing back up at 7 in response. And once again, let's also highlight something in the upper part of your scoreboard. 2 outs. This is happening again. 2 out magic here for the Harbor Hawks.
Cardiac Hawks are in full effect. Now Eric Snow takes inside. No, it's Elijah Hainline, a pinch hitter.
Now, what about the decision there? So the decision to bring in the lefty could come back to hurt them there, because John is a righty there. So you brought the guys in to get the big guy in York, which they did. But in the end, it was Gazdar who was the one who delivers the sucker punch there to tie things back up.
And I think that's really reminiscent of what this team is 1 through 9, that anyone can hurt you no matter whether they have power, whether they have contact, whether they work a disciplined at-bat. 1 through 9 can make an impact every night.
3 runs on 2 hits for the Hawks as Hainline swings through it. Foul tips it, excuse me.
Worth noting that Gazdar is hitting .333 coming into the day against lefties and only .293. Still a good number, but less so against righties.
Now has a pair of hits today, including a game-tying RBI single here in the 7th. Hainline takes upstairs. Hainline 0 for 3 on the day, a strikeout, a flyout, and a groundout. Two-two. on the way, taken just outside, and the entire defense started to walk off the field. And that was 3 or 4 inches off the plate. So full count with runners at first and second to Elijah in the bottom of the 7th. The first a throw to second.
Talked about the 2-out magic, just the responses again. They know that they have a few more outs to deal with and to work with, but why wait? They just come back, punch straight back, respond, get the bases loaded, and a big hit from Gazdar allows them to tie this game. Let's see if they can get more.
Taylor gets the head start, but a swing and a miss by Elijah Hainline. But on the inning, Hyannis gets 3 on 2 hits and have tied the game with the Gatemen. We head to the 8th in a tie game on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why do you sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
Tie game headed to the 8th here at McKeon Park. It has been a great back and forth affair between the Gatemen and the Hawks, and now the Hawks go back to the bullpen.
And yeah, it's a guy that you really want to go to, and we've seen him all the time. It's Cross Sibley. Take a look at your strikeouts to walks there. 17-4 in 17 and a third innings. Just about a strikeout an inning, and that's what you want in this situation. You want no guys on the base paths for Wareham anymore, because you've got Wareham showing up today. And now, bringing in a lockdown guy such as Cross Sibley is going to give you guys the best chance to take the lead. You've got a bottom of the 8th after this, and a bottom of the 9th if necessary. But bringing on a guy in Cross is almost like bringing on a closer in this situation, because you want to be able to score in that bottom of the 8th and then bring Cross or somebody else back on for the top of the 9th, so that bottom of the 9th is not necessary.
100%, and this is what we talk about, pitcher architecture. How do you want to build your game today? How do you want to build the base and then build up from it? And bringing in Cross Sibley here shows that you want to get 2 here and then go to that somewhat of a closer depending on who it is, because every night it can be different with who's up and who's available.
It could even be him because of how much we've seen him in a bit of an advanced role. We've seen the Michael Kings of in Major League Baseball, where they can go 3 innings for you, 6, 7, 8, or 7, 8, 9. That's what we're seeing out of Sibley this season, is that he can be used in any role in bulk as well. So if Cross is out there and the Harbor Hawks take the lead, I wouldn't be surprised to see him come out for the top of the 9th just to save an arm.
First pitch at 85 miles an hour to Byram Hott is a strike. He's ahead in the count, 0-1. Second pitch on the way, and he fooled him with an off-speed pitch at 69 miles an hour. Nice. Zach York stays in the game to play first, and Elijah Hainline playing at second now, and another off-speed pitch gets him way out in front at 65 miles an hour.
And there you go. That's why you want this guy in the game, because he can do just that. Make good hitters like Hott look absolutely foolish. He sets him down. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
And after seeing a pitcher like Colleran, who's ramping up the velocity, seeing Sibley, a guy that throws in the mid-60s at times, must be so off-putting as an offense. And he catches the zone for a strike. Hyannis has committed their 3 errors today, 47 now on the year, but still have come back to tie the game. Misses inside.
You looked at fielding percentage to start the game. Wareham came in at dead last in the CCBL with a 962. They've only committed one error today to bring their season total to 53.
1-1 inside.
And it's their defense keeping them in this ball game. You look over at the shortstop position of Cologne, keeping it themselves in this game to once again have an opportunity to making 3 straight putouts.
Caulfield waves and misses. Wow.
We talk about sometimes the radar gun being off on the scoreboard. Not there when you see 66 with that looping curve that's almost like a slurve movement there. Just a nasty pitch from Cross.
Pitch on the way, and we nearly got him with the same pitch.
We always talk about when you have that breaking ball, and if it's working for you, talking to Zach Volk, you just want to keep going to it.
3-2 is a little knuckler in a shallow right field. Taylor's going to have to show off the range, and he does. There's 2 away.
That one, 87, gassing it up a little bit down the middle of the plate there a little bit, but Caulfield a little behind on it. But through talking to Zach Volker, decorated picture, I said, when you've got a pitch that's working, what do you think is the biggest thing? He's like, pitchers tend to go away from it. Just keep using it if it's effective.
Swing and a miss. High fastball.
90 miles an hour up in the zone. We talk about that high cheddar.
What eats first?
The eyes.
0-1. That was nice. Outside. Just a lazy off-speed pitch. It just feels like it takes forever to get to the plate. Morton was watching it, and he gets him with a high fastball again.
And this is that versatility here in this spot. With Lastra seeing his time for the first time today, that you're gassing guys up between 20 miles an hour. You just pitched a 68-mile-an-hour pitch, and then that pitch right there is 88 miles an hour. That's a change. That is a drastic change, not just for your eyes, but how you want to come around and time it.
And then even more so, just going back to what Mickey said, after Colleran is throwing 96, 97 himself, that is just such a drastic change in speed.
2-2 to Lastris, and he got him. Oh, man. What a pitch by Cross Sibley, making the Gatemen look silly. 2 strikeouts and 3 hitters for him in the 8th. We head to the bottom half. Hyannis looking to take the lead on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are, they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own. You turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
You're a bad mother.
Bennett Thompson will lead off the inning for the Hawks before it flips over to the top of the order. Let's take a look into the future and see where we will be down this final stretch of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. Of course, today against Wareham, they'll go to at Katuitt in a massive clash between the top 2 teams in the West. Then to Orleans at home, at Falmouth, back home against Wareham one last time before rounding out the season on August 2nd against Bourne.
Yeah, they better hope the rain holds out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because there's rain in the forecast tonight, as well as there being some in the forecast tomorrow afternoon and evening. So I would hate for the rain to be able to cancel one or postpone one as huge as Hyannis versus Cotuit, especially in the climate that things are at right now. It could be seismic.
Through looking at the radar right now, I think we're going to have an opening at 5. I don't know if we'll get a full 9 in tomorrow, but I think we're going to have an opportunity.
Knock on wood, cross your fingers.
Thompson takes away for ball 1.
So we were just talking about how Sibley has just done his job in acting as a bit of a closer because they want to set up for this inning. It's Thompson and then the top of the order. Prime chance to be scoring some runs and getting in front.
Swing and a miss.
And to be getting in front, making sure a bottom of the 9th does not happen is so big here. Just saving that arm as Cross could be coming out for this 8th and then coming out for the 9th. That could be it. That could be all.
1-1. Missed inside.
The intent with going to Sibley there is one of we want to win this without going to the bottom of the 9th. Sibley does exactly what he's supposed to do, punching out hitters, making them look silly. Now it's the offense's turn. They've come through having their pitchers back all day and all season long. Time for them to do it again.
Swinging a high fly ball to left. Sherrod ranging in and makes the play. You get the sense that he might have just missed it. Center cut fastball that he just popped up.
Now you have one away if you're Schaefer here in Wareham. Bring up Zach Earhart. Come around to score twice so far today.
And who you're really looking at, I think, if you're Wareham, is preventing Cam Smith from coming to the plate, which means getting through Earhart and Mitchell.
And that is going to be affecting the strategies in the box of Earhart and Mitchell because they want to be getting Cam Smith up more than anybody. The objective for them is to get Cam Smith to the plate.
Earhart tried to check his swing.
And in the mind of Schaefer, he has to know that the batters are going to be doing that. So he could even go a little bit closer on either edge of the plate, trying to get a call, knowing that they're only going to be swinging at the pitch that they want, and they know they're going to get hit.
0-2, down and in, good take. You feel the wind picking up. Almost the moisture in the air starting to, it just kind of feels like it's about to rain. 1-2, pulled foul. Whether it be in an hour, whether it be in a couple of hours. No rain in the forecast until tomorrow morning.
Cade Obermueller starting to get warm down in the bullpen right now.
Happy birthday, Cade.
Yes.
1-2, Earhart takes outside.
And those are the kinds of pitches that Schaefer wants here because he knows that Earhart isn't going to go fishing for that with a changed approach, wanting to get one guy to the plate. That's a really good take, though, from Earhart.
2-2. Earhart lines it into left center field, a base hit. It's going to take him a while to get to this, and he can run. Chugging into second is Zach for an one-out double, and Hyannis now has the go-ahead run at second.
Now you're in scoring position as well. A great pitch here, just barrels up the ball. Does a great job of getting it out of the reach in Cologne to drop it in. And it's part of that gap, and it just keeps trickling. And on the spin, and when you have so much of Earhart's speed, you're able to push it into second base, which he does. Hits the celebration and all, and now in scoring position, you have an opportunity with Nick Mitchell. If he could be able to hit it down, that would be huge.
95 miles an hour off the bat. Pitch is taken for a strike.
Now let's take a look at this big gap between Stevenson and Bowser right now in center field and right field respectively. That is a huge right center field gap in one of the deeper parts of the parks that it can trickle there, and especially against a lefty that goes that way. That's a big gap to leave open.
Runner goes. 0-1 is popped up in foul territory. Earhart's going to have to retreat back to second, but oh my goodness, it's going to get out of play in a very nice play made by a gentleman in a brown t-shirt. Barehanded. Caught it on the fly. 0-2 the count to Mitchell. That skips about 4 feet in front of home plate. No chance for Lastris to block it. And now Hyannis has the go-ahead run at third with only 1 out.
That's best case scenario there. A fly ball now gives them the lead. A fly ball deep enough with how deep Wareham are playing in that outfield with Earhart's speed easily scores them. And then not only that, if another pitch like that happens, a wild pitch could also bring them home.
Infield in. 1-2, a strikeout situation. Outside.
You're going to watch here this infield coming in, and they're playing very aggressive right now. They want to preserve that run.
And it's going to be interesting to see if they send them on contact here, regardless of where this goes. They did it against Falmouth with John Gazdar, and he got thrown out at the plate. It'll be interesting to see what they do here in a tie game.
2-2. Mitchell taps it to the right side. Jumping is Hussey, and he makes the play and steps on first, his only play. Coming in and scoring is Earhart, and the Hawks are up 8-7.
He sure was going on contact there. And that's one where you're happy that that one got hit a little bit softer because it gets chopped into the ground, up in the air, and that allows the time for the speedy Earhart to score. Regardless of the contact there, the way he broke from third, he sure was going. They were going to be aggressive on any play there. That takes the pressure off Cam Smith. He can do whatever he wants here. Hawks back with the lead.
Cam Smith looking to add one more. Pitch misses up and in.
1-3.
Once again, 1 run. You still just don't feel comfortable if you're Hyannis right now. You would love to tack on a second to try and keep this thing out of reach.
Swing and a miss. He reached for an off-speed pitch away.
In a tie game, to send Earhart there, that's a gutsy call because you don't know what kind of contact that is going to be off the bat.
And that shows confidence in
Yeah.
your players
Yes.
from skipper Eric Beatty there. Say, I trust you and I trust your speed.
1-1 brushes Smith back.
Good job, Cam. Come on.
Smith 2 for 4 with a 2 RBI double in the second, a single in the first, and a pair of strikeouts since. Head in the count, 2-1. Swing and a miss. Ike on deck. The Hawks have taken the lead in the bottom of the 8th. Ground ball sharply down the left field line, a base hit. And this will be the second double of the inning. And Smith will now round second and head to third. It was trouble down the left field line, and he's safe. Sherrod had trouble with it in the corner in front of the 324 sign.
And this is all, it's a high ground ball, but watch this thing triple into the corner, and it's going to slip, and Sherrod's going to slip right there as we switch the camera. He slips, but then Smith notices it, and as soon as he throws, it's a lazy throw in, a rainbow throw from the outfield. He's understanding that he's going to go take everything and take the open base, and now you're 90 feet away from scoring that second run that we talked about.
And that's so huge because you just mentioned how unsafe a 1-run lead is there. So if Ike can get the job done here, it'd be huge.
Ike fouls the first pitch off, and that play is up to the runner's discretion of whether or not he wants to take third base, because there's not much the third base coach, in this case Eric Beatty, can do in wheeling him around. He's just watching that play down the line develop all the way. So a heads-up play. 0-1 is swung on and missed.
And that's also knowledge of when to be aggressive. There's no one else out there.
There's 2 outs.
You have 2 outs. You already have the lead.
Got the lead.
So mine as well, if I can go make myself with 2 outs be that much closer, that would be huge, and he does it right there.
0-2. Ike swings and misses, so the 2-out double does not matter. But here come the Hawks. 8-7 the score. They'll look to close it out in the 9th on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Retirement strategies come in all shapes and sizes. One strategy does not fit all when it comes to reaching your retirement goals. And considering all your options may be, well, more than you want to think about. So whether you're looking to retire or already living in retirement, you need a strategy tailor-made for you.
Fairway Financial can create a personal retirement strategy just for you, designed to take care of you and your loved ones. Call us today at 508-398-3337.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference. Leave your mark. Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Coming out for the 9th is Cross Sibley in line for the win.
These last 2 innings have gone exactly the way Hyannis has wanted them to, bringing out Sibley, giving them a lockdown 8th inning to set up the 1 run that they scored last inning in the bottom of the 8th. And now Cross comes back out after a dominant last inning with only the 3 batters faced, striking out 2 of them, looking to close things and shut things down here in the top of the 9th. This could not, up until this point, this could not have been going better for Coach Eric Beatty, for manager Eric Beatty.
Stevenson is his first task in the 9th and misses upstairs with the first pitch. He walked in the 2nd, struck out in the 7th, and grounded out in the 4th. 1-0. Inside. Just inside off the plate. Stevenson, Colon, and Gonzalez due up in this inning. Fouled back. That's Jimmy Brennan, the pinch hitter at the plate, excuse us, is finally Wareham will win a race to the baseball behind home plate. The game within the game, 2-1. High pop-up, left side, giving chase is Thompson, and we'll watch it go on the other side of the L screen. Tough break. The L screen screened him away from getting to that.
And you're watching here on this shift a little bit. Hayline's going to play a little closer to second base. Gazdar's at his regular spot at shortstop here against this righty.
Brennan takes down and in. Good 2-strike pitch, but now the count runs full.
74-mile-an-hour breaking ball that comes inside. Great pitch there, but now a big payoff pitch.
Missed low. Wareham has the tying run on board. So J.C. Colon stands in again. A 2-for-3 day in which he's reached base 3 times. He scored 2 runs and also played a very nice shortstop. Shows bunt immediately here. Gets it down the first base line. Fielding his position is Sibley. Throw to first just in time. Nice play by Cross to jump off the mound.
Smart to put it down that first base line because lefties have to make almost a 270-degree turn all the way back around to make that play. They turn, and Cross could make that play look tough, throw it away, but he gets that out, and this could end his day.
Yeah, that's Eric Beatty coming to the mound, and we will have a new pitcher making his way to the mound for Hyannis with a runner at second, top of the 9th, 1 out. Hyannis up 8-7. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor.
It's a sign that this is a business you can trust.
Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
Coming to the mound for Hyannis with 1 out in the top of the 9th, looking to slam the door on Wareham is the birthday boy, Cade Obermuller.
Hey, there we go.
Happy birthday to him, the big 2-0. But his 20th is going to start off with a little bit of stress here. He's going to try and close the door with a runner in scoring position. Cade Obermuller out of the University of Iowa and Iowa City, Iowa. So far this season has a 2.51 ERA through 10 games he's appeared in, 14 and third innings pitched, and he's become this later relief guy right now for the Harbor Hawks here, but he's going to have to try and close the door with 1 out pocketed and a runner in second base. This is going to be a big spot.
Hyannis looking for their 24th win of the year, and this would be a big one, bringing them within 3 points of Cotuit, who lost in handed fashion today.
In football fashion.
In football fashion, probably destroying their run differential. And that would lead into tomorrow with a chance for Hyannis to draw within a half game of Cotuit with a win. But first, Ryan Gonzalez will come in. First pitch down and away. And yeah, Cotuit, who came into the day with an absurd run differential, now has theirs slimmed to just plus 43.
Which coming into today is equal with Hyannis. That's why run differential matters so much in this league.
1-0 to Gonzalez is slapped to the left side, and it is down, a fair ball. And trouble with it and left is Mitchell. This will tie the game. Scoring from second is Brennan, and Wareham has answered the call in the 9th.
Good piece of hitting by Gonzalez that's able to get it down in left field, flirting with the foul line, and Mitchell can't corral it. Now Johnny Davis, interim pitching coach today, gonna have a conversation with Obermuller already.
Yeah, just 83 miles an hour off the bat, not hit well, but found green grass, able to hit it where they ain't. And Wareham has tied the game in a game that has gone back and forth. What a great game this has been. Of course, if you're a Harbor Hawks fan, you're probably not thinking that right now, but a lot of offense. 10 hits for Wareham, 12 for Hyannis. Mound visit finally broken up, and Grant Sherrod stands in. 1 for 3 game. An RBI single in the first, and a walk that he later came around and scored on in the 7th. First pitch to him. Swing and a miss.
If you're Obermuller here, you just got to work out with a tie ball game. Hyannis, meat of their order is due up on the back end of this in the bottom of the 9th. You just can't allow another run to get on you.
Gonzalez represents the go-ahead run at second, and he's going to run. Throw to third is high and not in time. So a stolen base from Gonzalez, and now you have to assume the infield will come in. It'll be a strikeout situation here for Cade.
I'll see the infield like you talked about, Mickey. They're going to touch the grass here a little bit to try and prevent this run.
Sherrod looking for a big hit. Way upstairs. Good stab by Thompson. It's 3-1 now. This is a situation with an open base at first. You probably would be okay with walking him. Set up that double play ball. Grant Hussey on deck. But keep in mind that in Hussey's last at-bat, he hit a grand slam.
Nice pitch.
That one drops in there, and the count will run full. Excuse me, it's 2-2 now. Obermueller looking for a big strikeout. Slapped foul. 94 miles an hour.
Sherrod trying to do his best to protect the zone.
Big hole up the middle between Hainline, the second baseman, and Gazar, the shortstop. 2-2 on the way. Swinging a pop-up on the infield. Thompson behind home plate will watch it go out of play. And land on top of the skybox. So we'll do it again.
Come on, Cade.
Miller's fighting right now. Everything he has. Try and get Sherrod out. Not allow the run of Gonzalez to score.
Again, a strikeout situation, but you're probably okay with walking him here too. But in a 2-2 count, you got a waste pitch here. Fouled away again. And now the 8th pitch of the at-bat is about to come its way to home plate. Again, Hussey on deck, who has done the most damage of any single player in this game. Another 2-2 on the way from Obermueller. The pitch upstairs, and another good stab by Thompson to prevent it from going to the backstop.
Let's go 6. Come on, Cade.
Let's go, Cade.
Big pitch from Obermueller. 9th of this at-bat to Grant Sherrod, the left fielder.
Nervous times at McKeon Park. Go ahead run at third. Pitch to Sherrod, fouled back again.
It's a great at-bat between both these two teams. We've talked about it. Wareham in the hunt, Hyannis in the hunt for two different things. Wareham trying to find themselves a playoff spot. Hyannis trying to get to the one spot in the West Division.
Another full count delivery. Swing and a miss. He got him with a high cheddar.
Come on, Kay. One more now.
There's 2 away. That was a perfect fastball elevated.
It's a great pitch. 94 miles an hour in the upper part of the zone. High cheddar, but now you have 2 outs to go attack Grant Hussey. We talked about Mick, last time he entered that box, he had a grand slam over the right field wall.
Lefty on lefty, the pitch from Cade. Drops in on the outer third for strike 1. And that might be one of the reasons they brought in Obermueller, to set up the lefty on Hussey. 0-1 on the way. Swing and a miss, another off-speed pitch away, and now you've got pretty much every pitch in his arsenal opened up.
That upstairs fastball and that slider right there, 2 of his most confident pitches I've seen today, maybe even all year in such a big spot. You need to be confident in your arsenal. That's exactly what he's gotten to work himself back into this.
0-2, 2 outs. Swing and a miss, he got him. Cade Obermueller comes in and escapes the jam. But Wareham ties the game in the top of the 9th. Hyannis looking to answer in the bottom half for some more Cardiac Hawks magic. Don't go anywhere on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Mr. Know-It-All. Let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen.
Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
James Hepp comes in the bottom of the ninth, looking to prevent Hyannis from walking off. It'll be Taylor, York, and Gazdar due up.
This has been a guy Hyannis has seen twice so far through 2 innings of good ball, too. Let up a run on July 9th at Spillane Field, and then in the tie all the way back in June, which seems like so long ago, he threw an inning just a hit. But it'll be Taylor, York, and Gazdar, as you said, Mickey. Will be interesting to see how they deal with York with the righty going up against the lefty, but with 2 righties up, due up at least in Taylor and Gazdar to go along with Hainline and Thompson, you're seeing majority righties regardless if you send more than 3 to the plate. So that's got to be in the thinking of Wareham making this decision to bring in Hepp.
Taylor to lead it off. Hepp predominantly features fastball, slider, changeup. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball up and in.
Taylor against Hepp is 0 for 1 with a walk. So far this year.
0-1. Spikes it in the dirt. York on deck, who already has a walk-off this year.
Let's go 3-5, come on.
Go, Will.
Gazdar after him. Worst Hyannis can do is send this to the 10th. Hepp sets at the letters and deals. Swinging a high fly ball to left. Ranging in is Sherrod, and he puts it away. Taylor got jammed a little bit.
Let's go, Zach. Here we go, baby.
Taylor
It's 4-0.
gave it a ride, just not deep enough. But now, Zach York has faced Hepp before. 0 for 0 with a sacrifice fly, but with no one on here, he's going to have to try and get himself aboard and have the help of everyone behind him with 1 away already.
York's, whoa. Look out.
Hey, now.
All the way to the backstop.
You try to hit us? Just a bit
90-mile-an-hour fastball. York ahead in the count, 1-0. Pitch is poked at and fouled back.
York doing a good job to reach out for an 89-mile-an-hour breaking ball in the outer part of the plate.
York 0 for 1 with a strikeout today in the 7th. Hepp deals outside.
Good eye, 4-0, good eye.
York, again, if the pitch is even an inch off the plate, he's probably going to take it.
Let's go, 4-0. Come on, Zach.
2-1,
Hey,
fouled
good
off
AB.
down to the left
Come on,
side.
baby, come on. Win this AB here. Here we go, Zach. Here we go, baby. Here we go.
York
Keep
battling.
working, 4-0.
In talking to some of the baseball ops guys, they likened him to Max Muncy, who's willing to take a single. Make good contact, stay within yourself, not try and crush it. 2-2, down and in, ball 3.
We talked about it with Nick Mitchell. There is a humongous gap between Stevenson and Bozer in center and right field. Bozer playing a little more tighter to that right field line right now and does a good job of opening it up
go, 4-0. Come on, let's go.
Full count to Zach York, a dangerous hitter. Here's the pitch from Heck, and it's outside, and he works a walk. John Gazdar will come to the plate with the winning run at first. And Lipsy is off the bench. He might pinch run.
That's a smart decision there, as York is just meant to get on base there, and if he does, we're going to see Trey Lipsy either way. So good decision there to put some more speed on the base pads here for John Gazdar, who's had himself a pretty good day. 2 for 4, a run scored and 2 RBI. Tied the game up in the 7th.
Here's Gazdar on the day, 2 for 4 with a clutch 2 RBI game-tying single in the 7th. Good speed at first with Lipsy. He goes on the first pitch. First pitch misses inside. Throw to second, skips into center field. Lipsy gets up, goes to third. Another throw to third. Not in time. Trey Lipsy forces the chaos on the base paths, and now it's Wareham's turn to bring the infield in.
It's exactly what he's there to do. The throw would have been close had it been timed up as we take another look here. It would have been really close. Maybe could have gotten his hand underneath. And that slide in there, along with the bounce throw, is what causes that chaos. And great awareness to not fall for that deke in there behind second base. So now Lipsy just a fly ball away as the winning run from taking this game out of the hands of Wareham.
Forcing errors. That's what Hyannis will make you do, is they will apply the pressure and put you in a pressure cooker.
Now Gazdar can win the game. 1-0. Misses down. Again, an open base at first, just like in that top of the 9th inning.
Infield in here, they're coming to the grass.
You have that open base at first. You can afford to put Gazdar on to set up a double play. 2-0, and it hit him. Number 56 on the year for the Hawks. By far leading the league. Entered plus 16 on Bourne. And that will bring in Elijah Hainline.
Hey, here we go. Hainline, make him pay now. A-Niner, what do you say?
Now with runners on the corners. Illustrious, you look at these two teams, it's a very difficult conversation.
They're all nervous now.
Casey Scott, pitching coach, is going to have when he comes out to talk to his hurler Hep with runners on the corners, especially Gazdar. Now with this time, you can open up the opportunity to have a double steal potential to try and apply the pressure.
So now you're going to see the outfield is going to come in a couple of steps. And what that does is, should there be a shallow fly ball, the outfielders are going to have a shorter throw in to try and get Lipsy should he try to tag up from third. So here we go. The stage is set. Elijah Hainline looking to walk off Wareham, who's going to send the infield back into double play depth. Don't rule out a bunt here either.
No, especially with Trey Lipsy's aggressiveness, and if they want to go, he will go down the line confidently.
Hot, the third baseman, is playing so far in on the grass, and the first pitch misses inside.
It's so interesting that they're playing to double play depth. Of course, they want to get them out of it, but Hainline is fast enough that if he digs and beats that throw out down the first base line, he's safe, and that scores the winning run.
Hainline 0 for 1 with a fly out. Pitch is in there for a strike. 0 for 1 with a fly out against Heck on the season. 246 hitter with a home run and 6 runs batted in. Count even at 1-1. 8-8 our score. It's been a roller coaster affair. Pitch is popped up on the infield. Coming in is Hussey and puts it away for out number 2. Wow. Now it's up to Bennett Thompson.
In the hands of the new man, this would be a way to make your impression.
It's a big spot for Bennett Thompson here.
Come on, 2-6, let's go.
A chance to make his presence felt in Hyannis for a long time to come. 2 outs, bottom 9. Runners at the corners. Lipsy's the one that matters at third. First pitch from Hep. Runner goes from first. No throw down from Lastris. Just allowing Gazdar to move down on the defensive indifference. No one even covering second.
Get a knock here. 8-2-6, 8-2-6. Wild pitch. Let's go.
Lastris has a lot of pressure on him to stop any ball that potentially could go to the backstop and win the game.
Scared.
That's why you're going to have a conversation with your pitcher in Hep, because there is humongous implications on any ball that could get away here right now. That's why you have that conversation.
Thompson, 1 for 4 on the day. A couple of flyouts and a single in the second. 1-0. Curveball misses low.
Come on, 2-6, let's go.
Defense relaxed, back to normal depth. Outfield also at normal depth. And as Jacob mentioned, you still have that big gap in right center field. Wind still blowing out. 2-0. Down and in, and it's 3-0.
Gotta come to you now, let's go.
This is a big spot. And now you almost wonder, out of 3-0 count, do you just pitch away, walk him, load the bases to bring up Earhart? Have to imagine that might be a conversation being had, but Hep looks like he's going to go right at him.
Create a force out at any base. 3-0 gets in at 89 miles an hour.
Come on, 2-6, let's go. He's coming right at you.
Now a green light for Thompson if he sees anything he likes.
Here we go, 2-6.
Earhart on deck. That's the top of the order. Hep sets at the letters and deals the 3-1. Line down the line in left field, and this game is over.
Bennett Thompson does exactly what he needs to do, flirts with the foul line down, comes inside. It's a pitch that's on the inner third of the plate, has it 101 miles an hour off the bat and turns on it. We talk about hips. That's all hips there, turning on it and thrusting it down the line. It's beautiful placement, and now once again, Hawks remain hot.
And there's your presence felt right there. Bennett Thompson doing exactly what you need to do on the pitch that he's going to get the one. He knows it. Out in front of it, knows the fastball's coming, and just absolutely destroys it down that third base line. One of the best wins of the season because they were down and they were never out. Are these Hawks ever out? I don't think so. A grand slam? Yeah, that's nothing to us. They come back, and though it takes a bottom of the ninth, they don't let that get down on them either. They get their runners into scoring position, do what they need to do, and deliver the knockout blow.
Consult your nearest cardiologist, because if this continues into the postseason, I think your heart might start getting murmurs.
Age is coming off the lifespans of everybody at McKeon Park after tonight and after nearly every other game of this season for Hyannis. They continue to win one-run games, improving to 9-3 on the year. And tonight, the hero was Bennett Thompson. 9-3 your final score for Bria Losick, Michael Kirsting, and Jacob Irons. Our producers, Mike Maynard, Nico Sharp, Josh Schreiber, and Grant McNew. I'm Mickey Doolittle saying so long, and thank you so much for joining us on Cape Cod League Baseball on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
My family earns respect.
My family clears bases. My family breaks records.
My family wins MVPs.
My family gives everything.
My family makes history.
My family wins championships.
There's no family. There's no family. There's no family. There's no family like my family. Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
When Alaska Airlines needed a partner for the complex operations of travel, they made the switch to T-Mobile. Our 5G has Alaska Airlines and their customers covered, from major hubs to remote destinations, with 5G coverage ready now for the demands of today and the future. T-Mobile's network powers Alaska Airlines as they deliver next-level care for all customers. 5G ready now. That's how unconventional thinking is better for business.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not gonna have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.